Hello chat. Wow, je crie alors que la fenêtre est ouverte. J'espère que vous allez bien. On est parti. Je sais pas trop si on va beaucoup jouer aujourd'hui. Je sais qu'il y a la vidéo de Wolf qui est sortie. J'avais commencé à la regarder, je me suis dit, est-ce qu'on la regarderait pas en stream? Mais je sais pas. Ça peut être stylé. Parce que vu que c'est sur Pokémon Champion, on peut apprendre des choses. On peut apprendre des choses. En plus, si je joue une Trick Room, nous on est quand même très gros joueurs de Trick Room. Faut voir. Faut voir. Ça pourrait être sympa, ça pourrait être sympa. Ça pourrait être sympa. Nice. J'ai rien, ok. C'est un peu tous nuls là. Quand il y a lui, on le prend. Mais je crois que je l'ai déjà en 2 fois. Et si je viens en retour, il me semble que je l'ai en 2 fois. Oui. Nice. Du coup, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait le chat? Qu'est-ce que vous voulez faire? Moi, j'avais pensé à qu'on regarde du coup la vidéo de Wolf. Est-ce qu'il y a une autre vidéo? Faut regarder. Elle a l'air sympa. J'ai regardé que le début où il explique son équipe et tout ça. Et c'est tout. Pokémon Champion, il y a quoi d'autre? Ouais. Bizarre. Non, je pense qu'on va regarder la vidéo de Wolf et après. Après, est-ce qu'il y a un autre. Est-ce qu'il y a une autre vidéo qui pourrait être sympa? Mais pas trop, non. Bon, c'est pas grave. Déjà, on va regarder la vidéo de Wolf. Et je vais. Bon. On va commencer où je me suis arrêté, donc. La team sera pas expliquée. Mais au moins, on aura les matchs. Du coup, la team c'était. Attends, je vais couper, toi. C'était Stylix, Tyrannosif. Stylix, Tyrannosif. Qui d'autre? Stylix, Tyrannosif. Ça, c'était ces deux mégas. Derrière, il avait.
Almost exactly 15 years ago. As I move through the familiar ground of the convention center, I take a deep breath. My first tournament of Pokemon Champions, and one of my last chances to qualify for the World Championships this year, is starting now. As I head to my seat for round 1, I remind myself how today is gonna work. The first day of the tournament is Phase 1, where we'll play 8 rounds. The only way to advance to Phase 2 is to win 6 of those 8 games, and making Phase 2 is very important as it's the only way I can guarantee championship points, which I need to qualify for Worlds. If I make Phase 2, there will be 4 additional rounds, but all of the wins and losses from Phase 1 carry over. At the end of these 12 games, most of the players with 10 wins will advance to the final phase, which we call Top Cut, a bracket where a loss means you're out, and you play until there's only one player left standing.
Un player, il reste qu'un player. Du coup, Tyrannosif, Stylix.
Well, I guess the Pokemon themselves are somewhat standard. Charizard Y, Basculegion, Garchomp, Aerodactyl, and Arcal.
Attends, mais les gars, attends, je me souviens même plus. Stylix. Basculégion, il a basculé, non? Ah, Sinistra, ok. Snizzler. Rotom Wash. Il en manque un, non? Et Florizard. Et Kaiser. Ici. Ok, non, c'est lui. Talonflame. Attends, mais what? Attends, on voit pas la team complète? Ok, on va regarder la team d'abord.
Targeted videos to help you get better at specific skills within competitive Pokemon, including team building. I have a Patreon where I seem intimidating if you're a newer player.
Ok, donc ça c'est la team. C'est la team qu'il a utilisée pendant le tournoi. C'était le premier tournoi de Champions. Qui était il y a... C'était quoi? Il était il y a 2 mois? Non. Si, c'était il y a 2 mois, non? Il me semble. Quelque chose comme ça. Et du coup, bam! Ça c'est la team. Du coup, on peut continuer où on était. Et là, du coup, il est obligé de faire un top genre haut, parce que sinon, il n'a pas assez de points pour se qualifier au Worlds. Donc, il est obligé d'être haut. As I head to my seat for round 1, I remind myself how today is going to work. The first day of the tournament is phase 1, okay,
where
parfait.
we'll play 8 rounds. The only way to advance to phase 2 is to win 6 of those 8 games.
Ça c'est le plus dur, je trouve. Gagner 6 matchs sur 8 là. Ouais, sur 8. 6 matchs sur 8, c'est compliqué hein, parce que plus les matchs ils avancent, plus t'es fatigué et tout ça. Most of the players with 10 wins will advance to the final phase, which we call Top Cut, a bracket where a loss means you're out, and you play until there's only one player left standing. But before I can think about Top Cut, I need to think about round 1. As I exchange team sheets with my opponent, I look at what I'm up against and I see a very unusual team. Well, I guess the Pokemon themselves are somewhat standard. Charizard Y, Basculegion, Garchomp, Aerodactyl, and Arcaludon are all the usual suspects, and Sableye isn't that strange nowadays either. But the movesets on these Pokemon are where things take a turn. This Sableye has not only Sunny Day, but Rain Dance. Ah, ça c'est mon Sableye, les gars! On a le même avec le Morpheo. A move that I confused with Magic Room until the set was over. I was like, why are my leftovers working? I don't get it. Anyway, the real focus here is the dual weather. Not only does the rain enable my opponent's Arcaludon and Basculegion, but it also powers up their Charizard counterintuitively. This Charizard has Hurricane, which becomes 100% accurate in the rain. I have never played against a team like this before. I am gonna have to figure it out. Ça va être compliqué. En fait, c'est une team genre avec tous les meilleurs pokés, mais d'une façon différente de les jouer. Arcaludon goes for an Electro Shot, and it crits my Rotom, doing 90%. Normally, a critical hit does 50% more damage, but here it's even more devastating because it also ignores Light Screen, meaning this critical hit did twice as much damage as it was supposed to. The first attack I took at a Champions Tournament was a critical hit. That cannot be good. Oh! Un nouveau skip mon cycle court parfait avec une nouvelle. Ils vont nous mettre des pubs tout le temps.
Rapide, intensité max.
Bon, on attend. Là, 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 là. Mhm.
And it's not. I double up on our Caledon as they set Reflect, leaving them with about 30% as they drag
Okay.
KO my Rotom. I send out Sneasler, but our Caledon lives close combat and fires off a flash cannon, which crits Tyranitar.
Non. Là par contre le double crit c'est abusé.
Somehow I am still almost able to win the game, but Machagacha misses both of my opponent's Pokemon. And
Elle a pas de chance.
both, I just narrowly don't have enough health to beat Basculegion in the end. Not only did I get crit on the first turn of my first Champions tournament, but I lost the first ever game that I played. Over? Am I washed?
C'est pas over, c'est pas over. C'est en BO3 tout le temps.
Well, I'm stressed, but I'm not panicking. I know that without both of those crits, that game goes very differently. And so I am somewhat relieved when game 2 begins with the exact same leads. The turn 1 is the same, but this time they don't get the crit. I double our Caledon on turn 2 as they go for a second Rain Dance, just in case I Mega Evolve Tyranitar. But Rotom lives a second Electro Shot. Now I'm able to KO our Caledon and knock off Sableye for half of its health.
Nice. Là c'est beaucoup mieux. Là c'est la game elle est beaucoup plus équitable.
Even revealing my final Pokemon, Steelix. But game 3 features an adjustment. My opponent leads with Sableye and Charizard. On paper, this seems like a great matchup for Tyranitar, but it's a bait. They Mega Evolve, but I protect Tyranitar, and I was right to do so because Sableye...
C'était sûr. Moi aussi j'aurais pensé à la même chose qu'il allait faire. Méga plus Rain Dance vu qu'il a Hurricane. Vu qu'il a Hurricane, c'est ce qu'il veut faire.
Fortunately, I did, and I set up a light screen. Now the question is, will Weather Ball get the KO with light screen active? I have no intention of finding out. I switch Tyranitar to Sinistcha as my opponent goes for the same Rain Dance and Weather Ball play, thinking that I'll Mega Evolve. And Rotom lands a Rain-boosted Hydro Pump.
Damn. Par contre ça c'est fort. En vrai, Rotom Wash, c'est pas le meilleur Rotom. Il me semble, hein. Tu le vois tout le temps presque.
Remember how I said I added Talonflame specifically because I couldn't beat Como-O? Well, my next opponent has Como-O, and Incineroar and Sinistcha. In theory, Talonflame looks very good here, but their Mega Evolution is Mega Manectric, a Mega that not only outspeeds Talonflame and KOs it, but also has Intimidate. One Intimidate isn't enough to offset Swords Dance, but two is. And they have two Intimidators. And worst of all, this team also has Corviknight with both...
Par contre, Manectric, y a pas beaucoup... Y a pas beaucoup de personnes qui le jouent. Hein. J'ai jamais joué contre moi en ladder. Vraiment jamais. Jamais.
The Intimidators lock out my Talonflame, and Rotom is useless here as it just allows Como-O to set up for free. I never really had a shot. I realized that I need Sinistcha. I can use Rage Powder to protect my Talonflame and Hospitality to heal it up. I can even go for Trick Room in a pinch. Of course, bringing Sinistcha means I probably need to leave behind Rotom. And if my opponent brings Corviknight to game 2, I'm going to have a really hard time. But given how badly they just ran me over with Como-O, I'm willing to bet that they're not feeling pressured to change anything. Game 2 features the same Pokemon from my opponent. I use Mega Steelix and Tyranitar early against the double Intimidate lead to get some damage down on the board. And when the position is just right, I switch Talonflame in. I use Wide Guard from Steelix to block Como-O's Spread Dragon move, Clanging Scales. And I use this turn to set up a Swords Dance. I later use Sinistcha to get Trick Room up, using the momentum to clear some of the supporting Pokemon. In the end, it comes down to a 2 against 2. My Talonflame and Sinistcha against their Manectric and Como-O. It's the last turn of Trick Room and Como-O. If they get the 1 in 3 chance of a double protect, I'm going to lose. I hold my breath as Como-O goes for it and fails. Brave Bird knocks it out, and somehow we're going to a game 3. In the third game, I decided to stick with my game plan, setting Talonflame up at the first opportunity. This time, though, I'm able to get rid of the Como-O early, though I have to sacrifice Talonflame and most of Steelix to do it. I claw the game back, little by little, and eventually I make it to an endgame that I think I'm favored in. It's my Sinistcha against their Manectric at 80%, but their Manectric has Snarl. It's not that
Snarl, c'est
strong, but
chiant.
super effective,
Sinon,
and
c'est
it
très
drops
chiant.
my special attack, meaning each Machagacha will do less than the previous one.
À part si tu crit.
I think I
Tu
need
peux
a
crit.
burn. The first snarl connects, doing good damage, more than I was expecting. But Machagacha lands true and burns. With this, my Sinistcha would win eventually, but the next Machagacha crits and seals the game.
Ok, c'est pour ça. Là, s'il a un crit, du coup, ça... Genre, ça compte la baisse d'attaque XP, elle compte plus. Ah!
The third round is against the Sun team, a matchup that my team is designed to beat. It ends up being much closer than I would have liked. I barely win game 1 and I lose game 2, but I'm able to close it out convincingly in the third game. I made a record of 3 wins and 0
3-0, c'est pas mal, 3-0.
The skies are staying sunny as my round 4 opponent is using the standard Sun team, popularized by a Japanese player named Suika. I've played against it more than any other team in
Nymphali c'est trop fort, les gars. Nymphali c'est broken. C'est broken Nymphali, les gars.
In fact, it seems like most of the people here can't connect. There's some kind of issue with the venue Wi-Fi, I guess. After a lot of waiting, my opponent and I are able to finally get into battle. But maybe the Wi-Fi was trying to protect me, because despite this being a matchup that I thought was favorable, things are not going my way. My opponent makes the perfect play turn after turn, ignoring my boosted Tyranitar and doubling into my Sinistcha to KO it before I can move. Garchomp survives Mega Tyranitar knockoff with 1%, letting it KO Tyranitar in return. And now I cannot beat their Charizard in the late game. I lose game 1. But game 2, I bring it back, keeping Sinistcha safe and setting Trick Room at just the right time, letting me beat the Basculesian before it can run away with the game. Fourth time in a row, it's all coming down to game 3. And my opponent...
En vrai, il fait beaucoup de game 3 pour un premier jour. Surtout pour des premiers matchs. Vraiment, les premiers matchs, c'est souvent les plus faciles. Donc tu les 2-0, des trucs comme ça.
I'm forced to risk Rock Slide flinches now. I Mega Evolve Tyranitar as they Hyper Voice and Rock Slide, and neither of my Pokemon flinch. Rotom barely survives with less than 10 HP and burns Aerodactyl as
il est fini.
Dragon Dance. They have 2 turns left.
Dès qu'il est brûlé, un Pokémon physique comme ça, c'est fini pour lui.
I think about this turn long and hard. I could go for Fake Out and Rock Slide, but if I do that, I'll probably lose to Garchomp later on. I think I need another Dragon Dance. I hold my breath, but my opponent protects both of their Pokemon. Fake Out is blocked, but my second Dragon Dance goes off, and now I'm in control.
Ah ouais, il est x2 de vitesse, en plus de vitesse, plus de attaque. Il est ultra bien là.
My opponent sends out King Gambit and Garchomp, and knockoff KO's Garchomp as close combat KO's King Gambit. I win round 4.
Bien joué. Le GOAT, le GOAT. Si je me souviens bien, parce qu'on avait regardé du coup le tournoi, je me souviens un peu de quelle place il était. Je pense quelle place, je sais quelle place il est. Mais on verra dans la vidéo, faut pas gâcher. Pour ceux qui n'ont pas vu.
Chill out, go get a salad, and hang out with my friends. I asked them to explain what's happening in the NBA to me right now using Pokemon terms, and they let me know that Victor Wembanyama is Raging Bolt. If that makes sense to you, please go outside. Eventually, the round finishes, and round 5 finally goes up. And I am up against another abysmal matchup. This is a Mega
Kangurex,
who I would normally use Talonflame to beat, but they have Farigiraf, preventing me from using any priority moves, which includes Talonflame's Brave Bird when it has Gale Wings active at full HP. Worse, they have Choice Scarf Garchomp, meaning that my Talonflame is threatened after I lose Gale Wings. They also have Body Press Torkoal, complicating my normally good matchup and enabling the Sleep Powder Venusaur before it Mega Evolves. Despite the poor matchup, I'm in the
c'est compliqué sa team.
Inside of Trick Room, and I can wide guard to lock out the Torkoal. But Tyranitar switching in was a little bit too telegraphed, and they hard read me on the turn that I bring in Tyranitar, committing both Helping Hand and Body Press, catching the switched in Tyranitar. Now I am unable to stop them from winning the Weather War, meaning that Steelix can no longer beat Torkoal. For the 4th time in 5 rounds, I lose game 1. Game 2, I realized that I need to get the lead early.
Après, vu que c'est un joueur hyper expérimenté, ça fait 15 ans qu'il joue au jeu, il a plus, genre, plus il a d'informations, plus il a de chances de gagner, comme tous les gens, mais il gère mieux les bonus d'information, on va dire. Parce que dans Pokémon, souvent, c'est la première game, tu découvres un peu comment l'adversaire joue, quel type de jeu il joue, s'il switch beaucoup, s'il est vraiment offensif, s'il fait beaucoup protect et tout ça. Et les joueurs qui jouent beaucoup, qui ont beaucoup d'expérience, ils peuvent tout faire. Ils peuvent changer leur style. Et du coup, ils comprennent aussi très vite comment l'adversaire joue. Donc, la première game, souvent, ils prennent les informations et après, ils détruisent la game. Ils détruisent les deux autres games, souvent. Bon, ça fait pas longtemps que je joue. Mon niveau, il est pas ouf. Donc, j'ai jamais fait de tournoi de ma vie. Donc, c'est pour ça. Je pense pas que même je gagnerais un match dans un tournoi.
And when it finally ends, High Horsepower knocks out Torkoal in one shot. Left with only Farigiraf, my opponent forfeits, and I win game 2. But the problem is, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the Talonflame toggle again in a game 3 situation. It requires way too much to get going against both Farigiraf and Garchomp. And if they'd recognized what I was going to do, they could have just switched back into Farigiraf and completely messed me up. And so, even though it is on the team specifically to beat Venusaur, I decided to leave Talonflame behind for Rotom. To be clear,
What?
I don't think that Rotom can beat Venusaur, but this Venusaur doesn't have Protect, and based on how these games have went, I'm pretty sure it's trained to be more offensive than defensive. My idea here is that if I can just use Rotom to protect my team, I can beat Venusaur with another Pokemon, Tyranitar. Game 3 starts with their
Ok.
Garchomp against
Attends, mais il est rush, Tyrannosif. Comment il peut le battre? Comment tu le bats?
But Rotom lands a Will-O-Wisp on the switched in Venusaur. This probably doesn't seem like a big deal. After all, Venusaur is a special attacker.
Bon, désolé hein, les gars, j'ai pas YouTube Premium. Il y a des pubs, hein. Il y a des pubs, hein, on peut pas tout avoir. Hein. Un point de pub.
Our vision is a cruel survival experience in a
But between the burn and the sand, Venusaur is taking 12% a turn in passive damage alone. They switch Farigiraf out to Garchomp as I Mega Evolve and go for a Rock Slide and Light Screen.
Ok, pas mal.
Tyranitar flinches Venusaur, who is now below half health. I'm able to get my Sinistcha in safely as I protect Tyranitar, blocking Stomping Tantrum and Giga Drain. And now, one more Rock Slide KOs the Venusaur.
Ok, pas mal.
Because, of course, my last unrevealed Pokemon is Steelix. Wideguard protects my team from the powerful Fire-type moves of Torkoal and a late-game Garchomp who's locked into Rock Slide. Between Steelix and Rotom who's still healthy, I'm able to drive a wedge through my opponent's offense and close out the game. Somehow, I
C'est beau
win
ça.
round 5.
C'est beau ça.
One more win gets
5-0, hein. 5-0 c'est
guarantees I get some
c'est
championship.
énervé. Hein.
When I see the match
C'est
always
extrêmement
change,
difficile.
I
Hein.
have a feeling that I won't be getting this win in
Souvent ceux qui font 5-0 et tout ça,
Not only am I up against another
à la fin, ils sont très bien classés.
matchup. They also have
Extrêmement bien
Sinistcha,
classés.
but their other Pokemon are huge threats for Talonflame specifically. Basculegion and Mega
Normalement, tu gagnes,
Pokemon I really
genre,
don't wanna fight with the bird.
peut-être quoi, t'es
One of the
4-1.
team members, though,
Je pense les bases
this Como
pour aller
has
au tour
iron
2, souvent là,
body press.
au niveau là, t'es 4-1 ou...
Attacks on my team.
Ouais, non, 3-2, 3-2 tu perds un centre. 4-1. 4-1, ouais non, 4-1 ou 5-0. Parce que c'est vite. 4-1. Je pense qu'il y en a souvent, ils sont 4-1. À ce niveau-là. Parce que après, plus t'as de game, plus t'es fatigué, mais aussi plus t'es chaud, t'es dans le mood et tout ça. Donc souvent tu perds au début parce que t'es pas chaud, et après tu te concentres, même si t'es fatigué, t'es dans le jus et du coup ça passe.
This was a terrible turn, but I don't give up. I get Talonflame in and I go for a Swords Dance. My opponent uses Parting Shot to send out Frostlass, and I have no idea if Flare Blitz will KO. I decide I have to go for it, and Frostlass goes down in just one hit. I'm able to burn Como-O as well, and I use Talonflame to knock out the Sinistcha and
Nice.
Incineroar, though my bird buddy does eventually fly south for the winter. Thankfully, my last Pokemon is Sinistcha, who always beats burnt Como-O with no item.
Let's go.
Somehow, I win game 2. This matchup is almost unthinkably bad, but if I can just win one more game, I'll never have to play against it again. There are so many things that can go wrong against
Ah, il a
this
body
team.
press. Attends, c'est
I
un
don't need to account for
Como
every single thing
body
my
press?
opponents do.
Ça fait,
I
on n'en voit pas
just
souvent.
need one option.
Mur,
The thing that they're
Iron Defense, c'est dur de faire. Iron Defense et Body Press.
I think they're going to want to use their best offensive tools to get rid of Rotom first, and then win with Komao later. And so I decide to make a prediction. My opponent is going to lead with Mega Glamora. So I start with Sneasler and Tyranitar, hoping to call them out. And I was right. My opponent did change their Pokemon up. But I was wrong about what they switched to. It's Basculegion and Frostlass. If I had led Rotom again, this would be amazing. But I left Rotom behind for Sneasler against a team with 3 ghost types. Not my best decision. With Talonflame and Sinistcha in the back, I have no switch in for Choice Scarf, Wave Crash, and Blizzard. This battle looks like it's already over. But I can see one very narrow way I could stay in this game. I generally like to play Pokemon in a way that minimizes risk. And that usually means not relying on super high variance moves. But in such a brutal matchup, I will take what I can get. And here, that means opening up Pandora's Casino. I protect Tyranitar as Frostlass Mega Evolves. Basculegion locks into Wave Crash, but it's blocked by Protect. As Frostlass goes for Blizzard. Last to move is Sneasler, who goes for Dire Claw into the Basculegion and gets a Paralysis.
Para, c'est stylé.
They switch Frostlass to Komao as I Mega Evolve Tyranitar. I Dire Claw Komao for some chip and knock off KO's Basculegion.
Normal, normal.
And I realize that
Fait trop mal Tyranny.
Pokemon, it means that they don't actually have Sinistcha. All damage that I do is permanent. I knock off Komao as they Iron Defense. But now the sand is starting to add up. I'm able to get Talonflame in and use it to finish off Komao. So I have to sacrifice both Talonflame and Sneasler to do it. This makes the endgame my Tyranitar and Sinistcha against their Frostlass and Incineroar.
C'est
The
compliqué
only
là.
way they can win is to freeze my Tyranitar in the sand. They go for it. Blizzard hits both and freezes Sinistcha. Tyranitar goes for a Dragon Dance, and Rock Slide ends the game the next turn.
Oh, attends, il fait aussi mal. Juste avec un Dragon Dance? Il y a combien?
In 6
Il y a Tyranny aussi.
I played 6 game 3s, and 5 of those were sets where I lost game 1. This team might feel strong, but I sure am working hard to squeeze out its full
Il y a combien en attaque?
I'm exhausted and my nerves are shot, but
Oh, j'avais pas vu, il a 164. Mais il est monstrueux.
I'm paired against a sand
Ok,
team,
je n'étais pas au courant ça.
matchup due to the strength of my Rotom Wash, Steelix, and Sinistcha.
Damn.
In the first game, I'm able to knock out Corviknight on the very first turn without giving up much in exchange at all. I press my advantage, and my opponent forfeits on the 5th turn of the battle. Game 2 is dicier. I make a bold play early, and I get it right, leaving my Sneasler vulnerable in the face of Excadrill, who Rock Slides. And I was going for close combat to KO Tyranitar, but I flinch, and I find myself having to scramble. The endgame is close, but I make the crucial call, knocking out their Rotom Wash while Tyranitar protects itself. And I close out the set in just 2 games for the first time all day, putting me at a record of
Le GOAT, le GOAT
0
7-0.
losses in the tournament. But remember, the wins today carry over, and I need 11 out of 12 of them to guarantee a spot in the top cut. So even though I've made it to tomorrow, this is no time to take my feet off the gas, especially because my final round of the day will be on
Oh, il est en stage. Oh.
That is a big evolution that has been around for a long time.
And it's been around for a long time, and it hasn't really been used.
En plus, Mégascovilien, c'est un peu chiant contre sa team. Il a presque que des physiques. Ok. Ok, les gars. J'arrive, chercher une glace.
Les gros volumes débarquent chez Carrefour, des boissons Capri-Sun au lait Lactel. Carrefour, on a tous droit au meilleur.
But I have a feeling that in this matchup, Steelix will be able to show just why he's on the team. My opponent has a bit of an anti-meta team built around Archaludon. The general idea here is to use a Spothra to give it tons of stat boosts. Speed Boost raises Spothra's speed every turn, and it can raise its special attack and special defense with Calm Mind as well. Baton Pass will then switch a Spothra out, giving all of its stat boosts to whichever Pokemon comes in. To protect a Spothra while it sets up, my opponent has both Incineroar and Scovillain, who will burn any Pokemon that attacks it with its ability Spicy Spray. A hard task to avoid given that Scovillain also has Rage Powder to redirect attacks. The team also has weather control of its own in Choice Scarf Politoed. Steelix will be able to show just why he's on the team. My opponent has a bit of an anti-meta team built around Archaludon. The general idea here is to use a Spothra to give it tons of stat boosts. Speed Boost raises Spothra's speed every turn.
Ok, les gars, on a ça.
Special attack and special defense with Calm
Je sais
Mind
pas.
as well. Baton
Ah, ça à
Pass
l'envers.
then switches Spothra out,
Les Mélona.
giving all of its stat boosts to whichever
C'est
Pokemon
ça, c'est bon ça.
comes in. To protect the Spothra while it sets up, my opponent has both Incineroar and Scovillain, who will burn any Pokemon that attacks it with its ability Spicy Spray. A hard task to avoid given that Scovillain all of its own in Choice Scarf Politoed, a dangerous Pokemon if I let it get into position. Fortunately, I do have a clear best Pokemon in the matchup, Steelix. It's immune to Electric Shot, and it resists both of our Caledon's other moves as well. My game plan will be to get rid of the support and then win with Steelix in the end. Game 1 begins with my Sneasler and Tyranitar against my opponents Espathra and Incineroar. White Herb activates immediately, thanks to the Intimidate, doubling my Sneasler's speed stat. I fake out Espathra, but my opponent doesn't go for a fake out of their own. This leaves my Tyranitar free to Rock Slide, hitting both my opponent's Pokemon, dropping them both to just above half health, and flinching the Incineroar. The perfect
Ok, il est bien, il est bien, il est bien.
Close combat is now free. I knock out Incineroar before it gets to make a single move. Espathra retaliates with Lumina Crash, knocking out my Sneasler, and Tyranitar ends the turn with a knockoff. But will it do enough damage?
Will it be enough to survive after that chip?
Ah, pas assez. Il peut faire un Baton Pass du coup.
Mega Evolved Tyranitar, I would have KO'd Espathra, but I wasn't familiar with my Colbur Berry Espathra calcs, so I had no idea in the moment if Mega Evolving would get it. I send out Sinistcha as my opponent sends out Archaludon. Here, there's two threatening plays that my opponent can go for. The first is to go for a double up into my Sinistcha, using Lumina Crash to drop my special defense, and then Dragon Pulse to try and get the knockout. The other is for them to Baton Pass, switching in their last Pokemon and giving it several accumulated speed boosts. In both cases, my Tyranitar is safe on this turn, and I want to get it off the field to reset the weather later, and to get rid of this Intimidate drop. It's time to get Tyranitar out, and the Golden Goose in. But my opponent switches too, retreating Archaludon and sending out Politoed. They do this so they can Baton Pass, giving their multiple speed boosts to Archaludon.
Oh, ça c'est pas bête ça. Oh, c'est grotesque. C'est grotesque.
Sinistcha uses Trick Room, turning those speed boosts against Archaludon. I switch Sinistcha out, regaining control of the weather, and I launch a high horsepower into Archaludon, dealing over 90% to this defensive behemoth. Politoed fires off a Muddy Water,
Ça tue pas, c'est cool.
Tyranitar's accuracy, and my opponent actually reads the switch correctly. Doubling Tyranitar with a Flash Cannon, it just barely survives. But remember, this Politoed is holding the Choice Scarf. It is now locked into Muddy Water. So I switch Tyranitar back out into Sinistcha, healing off half of what Politoed did. Archaludon protects, but this turn, I'm focusing on defense. Steelix uses Wide Guard and completely blocks Muddy Water, keeping me in the driver's seat without taking any more damage. My opponent switches Politoed out and goes for a double protect, which they get, blocking my horsepower, as Machagacha KOs Espathra. There's one more turn of Trick Room, and then I'll lose the speed advantage. I have to make this turn count. I switch Sinistcha out one more time, resetting the weather. Archaludon goes for the triple protect, but
ouais, calme-toi, le triple protect là.
Politoed is the last to move, but it goes for Weather Ball, which is now a rock type move, and my opponent forfeits. Understanding the battle is
normal.
well, but I did get a flinch on the first.
Tu peux absolument rien faire dans ce moment-là.
Is a big threat for my Steelix and Tyranitar. I expect that game 2 will probably be a little bit less smooth. In game 2, I lead with the same Pokemon, but my opponent switches things up, starting with Scovillain and Espathra. They Mega Evolve right away as I fake out Espathra and Dragon Dance. Luckily for me, Scovillain goes for Flamethrower into Tyranitar instead of Giga Drain, likely predicting me to switch out. I protect Sneasler, fearing Lumina Crash, but my opponent reads it, going for Calm Mind. I Dragon Dance again as Giga Drain comes out, doing a ton of damage to Tyranitar. My opponent protects both their Pokemon, collecting a third speed boost. Now, they finally Baton Pass, and this is a very heavy baton. Whichever Pokemon comes in is getting 3 speed boosts as well as a special attack and a special defense boost, and the recipient is none other than Archaludon. Archaludon on both Pokemon, knocking out Scovillain, but giving Archaludon a defense raise on top of its stat boost.
Ah oui, je me dis. Spicy Spray. Oh là, Spicy Spray. Il a pas marché ou quoi?
I accounted for this. Knowing that my Tyranitar would move before my Sneasler, this lets me land a close combat into Archaludon, which it survives, but only just. Sneasler shrugs off the stat drops with its White Herb and activates Unburden, doubling its speed. Now I have a choice to make. My Sneasler is the fastest Pokemon on the field, and that means that I can try and KO this Archaludon with close combat. If they protect though, the move would be wasted. But if I protect, I give Espathra a speed boost and Archaludon another turn of recovery with the leftovers. I decide to attack, but Archaludon protects. I knock off Espathra, hoping to KO, but...
Oh! Il survit.
Crazy survival from this Espathra.
Yeah.
It's gonna be able to get the Lumina Crash off into the
C'est une pub rapide. Le jeu il a l'air stylé par contre. Ouais.
Bring in something new.
That is unfortunate. I think I probably had a better play in hindsight. Maybe this was the time I was supposed to Mega Evolve my Tyranitar. The game isn't over yet though, as I send out Sinistra. If I can get Trick Room up, I can still win this game. But I make a mistake. I forget that our Caledon is faster than a Spothra. And so even though I could Trick Room here for free, I instead protect. I block both Flash Cannon and Lumina Crash, and I land a knockoff into our Caledon, doing good damage and removing its leftovers, stopping it from healing. This looks like a good turn on paper, but now Espathra gets a second speed boost. Espathra's only got 2
Deuxième
speed
speed-
boosts
oh.
to our Caledon's 3, but it's also a naturally faster Pokemon by a good bit. There's one big question. Will it outspeed our Caledon now? And so I switch Sinistra out into Steelix, but this is a slow Espathra, and so our Caledon moves first. This was another chance to Trick Room that I missed. Worse still, I make an even bigger mistake. I go for the 90% accurate Rock Slide and I miss Espathra. This was just a blunder, plain and simple. I didn't need the 4 points of damage onto our Caledon, and I really needed to get rid of the Espathra on this turn. It was just total autopilot here to Rock Slide when knockoff was safer. If I'd KO'd Espathra, I'd be able to win the game from the position. But now, for the first time since the set began, I'm losing. I switched to
Allez, pas bien.
healing Steelix, but my opponent reads it, doubling the Sinistra who just switched in. This does leave Steelix free to KO our Caledon, but it also means there's
Hello.
special defense drops now. My
How are you?
feels that their last Pokemon is Politoed, as I send out Tyranitar, and this means that I win the Weather War. But it also means that I don't have an easy way to get through this frog, due to its typing and bulk. Politoed could lock into Muddy Water, which wins the game if I don't Wide Guard. Or it can Ice Beam, which I can beat if I Dragon Dance on this turn.
I'm good, I'm doing good.
Into Dragon Dance, and so I protect both my Pokemon, scouting for whichever move Politoed goes for. But this is the wrong play, and the play that ultimately will cost me this game. My opponent locks into Ice Beam. It's not a very strong move, but it's enough here. I go for the
Oh, ça tue
double
pas.
on Steelix, but it fails.
Ça combien? Ça fait
And
une
Steelix
8?
goes down to a double
C'est
up.
pas
I
8,
Dragon Dance, but it's just barely too
Ah.
little too late. Sand knocks out a Espathra as the burn wears down my Tyranitar, and it's the burn that ultimately does me in. Ice Beam does not KO Tyranitar, but Knockoff leaves Politoed alive. If I had just one more turn, I could Rock Slide now that my Tyranitar is
I
fast.
stream every day.
The burn kicks in.
Every day,
Tyranitar
every day,
faints.
every day.
I lose game 2. For the
Every
7th
day.
time today, I
Without
play
missing
game
a day.
3. I'm kicking myself a little
It's been
bit
like
because
maybe
I know that I made some pretty obvious mistakes.
8 months, and I think I didn't stream 5 days? 5 days in 8 months? Or 6? Maybe 6 days in 8 months?
So, game 3. My final game of the day, win or lose. The best way to win is to understand why I
I think.
lost. And I think the answer here is that I didn't use my boosted Tyranitar well enough. With that being said, I think I know what to do in game number 3.
And on the like
Same lead from me
7 days, 6 days I
My
didn't stream.
opponent goes back to their lead from game
There are
1.
days when
Espathra
I couldn't
and
stream because I have
remember how this
flights
played
to
out
go
in
to
game
Korea
one?
or
I
to
went
come
Fake
back.
Out into
To come back.
Espathra and Rock Slide.
So
And
that's
because
why.
I flinched Incineroar,
I had to
gained
go to
a
Korea
massive
and
lead.
come back.
My
So
opponent has a way to stop
I
it.
couldn't
But
stream
though,
this day
they can use
because I have a
Fake Out
flight.
into my Tyranitar, which is what I expect and what I try and punish. I switch Tyranitar out, bringing in Steelix, and Fake Out lands into Espathra. Incineroar is the next to move, using Fake Out into Steelix, exactly what I hoped for. Espathra flinches before boosting its speed, but it's in danger. With Sand active and Intimidate cleared, Steelix is threatening a one-hit KO on this bulky bird. I Mega Evolve, but Espathra protects. Fortunately, this leaves Incineroar completely open, and Close Combat takes the one-hit KO.
Oh,
putting me
lo, lo,
in
lo,
the
lo.
lead 4 against 3. Unfortunately, the Pokemon my opponent sends out to take Incineroar's
Oh, lo,
place
lo, 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 lo.
isn't Politoed or Arcaludon, but Scovillain. This means they've left one Politoed or Arcaludon behind, but it also means that my Steelix is in immediate danger. In fact, my Sneasler is in danger too. Both my Pokemon could go down this turn if I'm
And you
not
can't
careful.
you do
So I
oh
switch
la.
Steelix out, back into
You don't
the
stream?
water as Scovillain
You don't stream?
evolves.
Wolf does not want that Steelix to get hit by a flamethrower from the Scovillain, so he's opting to swap it out.
You don't like to stream?
And Caesar's gonna go for Dire Claw. I mean, that's one way that you can
But yeah, I
use
stream
Scovillain
every
except
day.
You know that you're likely going to be falling to a Lumina Crash on the receiving end. Or if it ends up being the Tyranitar, that is all of a sudden immune to the Lumina Crash. Scovillain gets to go for the flamethrower as well. Would have loved to be into the Mega Steelix.
That went pretty much as well as it could have. My opponent thought they needed to use a double up to clear my Steelix, but found themselves fully stopped by a Tyranitar switch. Now, with Scovillain at such low HP, it is much easier for me to deal with it. And that's important because assuming the last Pokemon is Archaludon, Steelix will always beat it in a 1-against-1. I'm so close, but the game isn't over yet. I have to get rid of Scovillain before Archaludon gets out of control. It's not worth pushing Sneasler out. It's already done its job. One question though, who's faster between Sneasler and Espathra? You would think it would be Espathra. After all, it has 3 speed boosts, while Unburden has given Sneasler what is effectively 2. But everything that I've seen out of this Espathra has led me to believe that it's actually quite slow. And so, I decided to see if Sneasler can leave one last parting gift in this game. The turn begins, and my hunch was right. Sneasler moves first, using Dire Claw into Espathra. There's no status, but what I wanted was the damage. Espathra retaliates with Lumina Crash, knocking out Sneasler. But Tyranitar is yet to move.
Okay, no problem.
See you. Out the Scovillain. And even though Tyranitar is burned by Spiky Spray, it's already done enough. Thanks to Dire Claw, this Espathra is in range of 1 more turn of sand damage. Meaning, everything comes down to my opponent's last Pokemon. They send it out, the unrevealed
Attends, ça fait
Pokemon,
12
and it is
Non,
exactly
17,
what I
oui.
expected. Archaludon.
Attends, ça fait aussi mal?
Understanding that Steelix is my most important Pokemon. Sand will end this turn, so this battle isn't a foregone conclusion yet. I can't just protect both my Pokemon and let the sand finish off Espathra. But I can put my opponent in a position where they have no good options. The turn begins, and my opponent goes for a hard read, using Lumina Crash into my Tyranitar, who stays in. Knockoff KOs Espathra, as Archaludon launches a Dragon Pulse that doesn't even do half to Tyranitar.
Ah ouais, ça fait pas mal.
Is Sinisha, who uses Trick Room to twist the dimensions. My opponent thought that I would try and switch Tyranitar to Steelix so I could reset the sand and KO Espathra that way. But I realized that by using Knockoff, the only way for Espathra to survive would be to use Protect. If they protected, there would be no way for Archaludon to stop Trick Room from which would then let me KO Espathra next turn. They might be able to stop Trick Room with a double up of Lumina Crash and Dragon Pulse, but that leaves Tyranitar free to knock off and KO Espathra. And even without Sand or Trick Room, I'm confident that Steelix would beat this Archaludon. In other words, I found the play that would win me the game no matter what my opponent did. Now,
Ça c'est beau ça, ça c'est très beau ça.
I just need to make sure that I bring it home. I switch Tyranitar to Steelix and Protect, blocking a Dragon Pulse. Now I can reset the sand. I switch Sinisha to Tyranitar, but Archaludon protects, wasting a turn of Trick Room. But Steelix has everything it needs now. Sand and Trick Room converge around the brightest star on the field, swirling around it like the rocks orbiting its head, and Archaludon stands no chance. It's time to end this battle.
Bon, c'est abusé.
Pour des matins éblouissants, mais pas trop. Chez le Roi Merlin, on a des petits prix toute l'année pour tous vos projets. Le Roi Merlin, on peut tout construire ensemble, même les
Rendez-vous sur Roi.com et achetez des jeux moins chers que jamais. Accédez instantanément aux jeux populaires et aux plus grands titres. Profitez.
Battle.
If
Oh,
not,
it's
knock
just
it out. You just got it immediately.
Okay, well, that's one way to do it. Your Chalon is down, and Wolf Glick undefeated for day 1 of the
On applaudit, on applaudit.
Championships.
And so, I finished the day at the very first Pokemon Champions tournament undefeated, and I did it with Mega Steelix. Making it to day 2 with room to spare means I'm
Mega
very
Steelix, c'est stylé,
likely
quand
to
même.
have qualified for the
Ça
World
rime, mais voilà quoi.
But I won't
Mega
know for
Steelix,
sure
c'est
until
vraiment
I
très
see my
stylé.
final standing. There's 4 more games tomorrow, and if I win 2 of them, I will probably make it to the top cut. The final
Même si je pense que je préfère Onyx
Before
que
that, though,
Steelix.
I need a break
préfère
from thinking
Onyx.
about Pokemon, and I need some food. I am famished. My friends and I head to one of the few restaurants we haven't been to before in Indianapolis, and then back home for an early bedtime. I'm so wiped. I fall asleep almost immediately, feeling accomplished with what I was able to do today. But the tournament isn't over, not by a long shot. And I wake up the next morning with the knowledge that if I don't lock in,
Attends, mais ce tournoi-là,
I
c'était
very quickly find
sur
myself
3 jours ou 2
on
jours?
fire. We head to the venue, and when the pairing goes up, I realize there's not going to be any
Non, non,
easing into this day.
3
Because
jours,
my
hein.
first
La
opponent
finale,
of
c'est à la
the
fin.
day is none other than Joshua Lorsey. Lorsey is a longtime veteran of the competitive scene.
Oh, Lorsi,
and
oh,
has
je
had
connais,
a
je connais.
number of extremely strong performances over the course of his career. He's also a close friend of mine and one of the best people I know. As a fun fact, the necklace that I'm wearing at this event was a gift that he got me. However, there is a problem with Joshua Lorsey, and that's the fact that he is an exceptional Pokemon player. Normally, this wouldn't be a problem, but here he's my opponent. Without any warm-up, this is going to be tough. This battle will be on the side stream, which means there's no commentary, but you can see the actual match itself.
Ok. Donc, il y a des side streams. C'est Play Pokémon, je crois. T'as le Pokémon normal qui fait les tournois, et t'as Play Pokémon qui fait tout ce qui est side stream, non? Il me semble que c'est ça.
To my shock, Lorsey leads with Delphox and Sneasler. Two Pokemon threatening.
Il me semble que Lorsey, il aime bien jouer bluff. Genre avec Insine, Sneasler, Tenefix, tout ça. Il aime bien jouer avec plein de bluffs.
And I can sneak a surprise KO on Sneasler in, but Lorsey makes the hard read, ignoring my Tyranitar who protects and doubling Steelix with both Heat Wave and Close Combat, knocking it out immediately. I send out Talonflame. I'm threatening Brave Bird on this turn and this turn alone, because afterwards the sand will break my Gale Wings. Lorsey switches Delphox into Incineroar, dropping the attack of both of my Pokemon.
Ouais, tu vois, je vous avais dit, il a Insine plus...
Tyranitar Rock Slide hits the Incineroar, but doesn't even do half of its health. I can only get back into this game with a read, and I go for one, switching Tyranitar to Sinistcha, healing my Talonflame back to full HP, and reactivating Gale Wings. But Lorsey calls it, going for Fake Out to stop my Brave Bird and Gale Wings once more. I need Sneasler gone. It's the single biggest threat against my Tyranitar. But Lorsey knows how eager I am to get rid of it, and he launches a Dire Claw, dropping Talonflame to red HP. Talonflame retaliates with a Brave Bird, but knocks itself out to the recoil. As Incineroar uses Parting Shot, dropping Sinistcha's special attack for the rest of the game. I Trick Room, twisting the dimensions, but I have a major problem. I have only 2 Pokemon left, while Lorsey still has Incineroar. The first issue with this is apparent, as I'm forced into Tyranitar.
Du coup, t'as l'attaque baissée.
This drops my Tyranitar's attack, and I can't get rid of this by switching out. The second problem is somehow even worse. Sinistcha has nothing to do here. That means that Incineroar can use Fake Out to stop Tyranitar, while Machagacha does basically nothing, leaving Delphox free to set up a substitute. That Sinistcha cannot break. Somehow, things just keep getting worse, as the Sandstorm ends, removing another source of damage from my side of the field, and causing Tyranitar to lose the 50% special defense buff it was enjoying. The only good thing here is that Tyranitar is hard for Josh to remove. He protects Delphox as I Rage Powder, trying to redirect a Parting Shot, and I get it right, as Incineroar switches out for Basculegion. Rock Slide connects, and crucially breaks the Focus Sash on Basculegion, putting it in range of knockoff. This was a good turn, but Tyranitar still has to win what is effectively a 3 versus 1 at -1 attack with another Intimidate waiting in the wings. It's a tall task to say the least, and doing it begins with getting this read correct. I have to call whether or not Basculegion is going to switch out. The turn begins and Basculegion switches. I called it correctly. Incineroar comes back in, providing another Intimidate, as Sinistcha protects. Tyranitar Rock Slides, breaking Delphox's substitute and effectively tickling Incineroar. Heat Wave connects, but it doesn't even do a quarter. Now though, Trick Room is ending, and we're in the same spot as before. Fake Out can stop Tyranitar from moving, and Sinistcha can't do anything, and this leaves Delphox free to go for a substitute. This time though, Lorsey chooses to Heat Wave, which misses Sinistcha, a huge stroke of good luck, keeping my Sinistcha at full HP. But Incineroar has a move that I forgot about, and it reveals it here, Helping Hand. Sinistcha protects, but Heat Wave lands true. And with the 50% damage buff that Incineroar provided, it does almost half of Tyranitar's remaining
Insine, il a Helping Hand?
shows off a move that
Je suis pas au courant.
used all
Je viens de me rendre compte là, mais...
Dragon Dance. I return to -1 attack, but I now have +1 speed. And now there is a question.
Après, ça fait... il y a beaucoup de Pokémon quand même qui ont Helping Hand. Beaucoup.
Speed stat. Delphox's maximum speed stat is 205, meaning it would still be faster than my Tyranitar. However, most Delphox hang out at 201 speed, which is one above Aerodactyl and Mega Gengar, as there aren't that many other Pokemon between 200 and 205. So the question becomes, how fast is Lorsey's Delphox? Could it be slower than my Tyranitar? It's a very important question, but it isn't one that affects my play. I can only win if I am faster. Lorsey goes for Helping Hand once more, but before Delphox can move, Tyranitar launches a Rock Slide. It knocks out Delphox, but Incineroar survives with just 6 HP.
Oh la chance.
For a moment.
Yo, Pumin.
And I suddenly find myself up.
Yo 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 yo.
Lorsi sent out Basculegion, but because Focus Sash was broken earlier, I have a safe win. Lorsi knows this and forfeits.
Yo 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 yo.
I win game 1. Well, it wasn't clean, but I managed to turn it around. My goal now is to somehow have game 2 go at least a little bit cleaner.
I'm good at you. How are you today? How are you doing?
Unfortunately, Josh also changed it up. And Incineroar and
It's late in Korea. Why are you not sleeping yet?
Pokemon have fake out pressure, but
Why are you not sleeping?
by protecting both of my
You always staying late.
safe play this time. Probably because I played so aggressively last game. And so the second turn looks the same as the first, but this time there's no fake out. I Mega Evolve as Sneasler protects itself.
Oh. I'm only... Ah, okay, okay. I can understand. Oh! Oh my god. Voilà.
Uses Parting Shot, dropping Sinister's special attack for the rest of the game. I Trick Room, twisting the dimensions, but I have a major problem. I have only 2 Pokemon left, while Lorsi still has Incineroar. The first issue with this is apparent for Josh to remove. He protects Delphox, stroke of good luck, keeping my... It knocks out Delphox, but
Okay,
Incineroar survives with just 6 HP. But
I can understand. I'm a Canadian.
Finishes the turn with Gacha, and I suddenly find myself up 2 against 1. Lorsi sent out Basculegion, but because Focus Sash was broken earlier, I have a safe win. Lorsi knows this and forfeits, and somehow I win game 1. Well, it wasn't clean, but I managed to turn it around. My goal now is to somehow have game 2 go at
Après la game 2 là, elle va être compliquée.
That starts by changing up my leads. I'll go with Steelix and Talonflame this time. Unfortunately,
Did you stream today, Pumin? Or not?
Gives him the edge.
Did you stream or not?
Pressure, but I can diffuse that by protecting both of my Pokemon. Josh makes the safe play this time, probably because I played so aggressively last game. And so the second turn looks the same as the first, but this time there's no fake out.
Oh, nice,
I
nice,
Mega
nice.
Evolve as Sneasler protects itself. Brave Bird is blocked as Incineroar uses Parting Shot, dropping Talonflame to -2. And
Play League of Legends. LOL.
Steelix goes for high horsepower, but it misses, crucially leaving this battle
Streaming ouais?
but the Focus Sash still intact. Despite this battle starting off better, I'm somehow behind again. I switched Steelix out.
Why are you coming to my chat if you're streaming? You need to stay focused. You need to stay focused.
With just 5 HP, thanks to the double attack drops. Close combat fails into my Sinister switch, but liquidation knocks out Talonflame, putting me behind once again. I send out Tyranitar
You need to stay focused.
Talonflame. The good news is that the sand will take care of the Sneasler for me. Josh switches Basculegion out, back into Incineroar. I Rage Powder, redirecting a close combat, and Dragon Dance, canceling out the attack drop that my Tyranitar just received and boosting its speed. The sand finishes off Sneasler, evening the Pokemon count back out. But this time, Lorsi's final Pokemon is different. It's Floette. It can rip through Tyranitar and Sinistra, so I need to beat it using Steelix.
It's like a video about Pokemon tournament.
Rock slide, but it misses Incineroar. As compensation, it flinches Floette, but Flare Blitz lands true and drops Sinistra to low HP. The good news is that I'm able to get Trick Room up, meaning that my Steelix will have the speed advantage whenever it comes out. But how can I get it out safely? If Josh predicts which slot it's coming in for, he can Flare Blitz.
Yeah, it's like a tournament
no safe way for
on Pokemon Champions.
There is a way I can cover for it if I get the call wrong. If I switch Sinistra out,
And what rank? What like rank are you on LOL? What rank?
Isn't what I expected. He launches a Helping Hand and Dazzling Gleam, and I didn't protect Tyranitar, but I survive. Rockslide misses again, but this time it's onto Floette. And I realize that, for the first time all set...
Il y a 1000 façons d'aider les gens à faire du sport.
Damn. Right now, what rank are you? Are you playing like quick play? Maybe?
In the driver's seat, Josh switches Incineroar out, but I don't take the bait. And, for what feels like the first time all set, perfectly predict what Lord
Damn, the
Even though it's
goat.
protected, I use heavy slam into Floette.
Damn, damn,
Tyranitar
damn.
follows up with a knockoff aimed at Incineroar, who is now Bastia Legion,
Damn.
dropping it to Focus Sash, where the final turn of sand damage finishes it off. Up 3 against 1 with Trick Room still active, Josh forfeits, and I win Game 2 and Round 9 of the tournament, putting me at a record of 9-0 overall. There's 3 rounds left before top cut, and normally when
Damn,
one of them would
the
get
goat.
me in for sure. But
The
as I wrap
goat.
up my match with Josh, my friends let me know that they've run the numbers. And some people with only 2 losses will miss top cut due to the specific size of this tournament. So even though I'm one of
My
2
highest
players
rank
who are
was like
still undefeated,
Emerald.
I'm not out of the woods yet. And the
Emerald.
pressure couldn't be much higher
Emerald?
because since
Emerald.
my next round is guaranteed
Emerald.
to be against the other undefeated player, they're putting us on the main stream. My opponent is a team that, on the one hand,
Yeah.
similar to anything that I've seen before.
I play when I was in Korea.
And Corviknight, 2 Pokemon that are
I
strong,
play a little
but
bit
not
when
the
I
most
was in
popular.
Korea.
But looking at the other members of this team, I'm reminded of something. Another popular team. A team that uses Whimsicott, Glamora, Garchomp, a weather-setting Mega Evolution that happens to be to Tyranitar, and a Steel type. And I realized that the game plan that I normally use to beat that team should work against this one. But I need to warn you, my game plan is gonna look a little bit silly. I just ask that you trust the process here, okay? The battle begins with my Tyranitar and Rotom against their Whimsicott and Glamora.
Okay.
The exact lead that I expected. And the turn 1 might look bad. After all, my Rotom takes a ton of damage and has its special attack dropped, while I don't do any damage in exchange. But this is all according to plan, because I not only set up a Dragon Dance, I also set up Light Screen. I switch Rotom out, sending out Sneasler, but I don't go on the offensive. Instead, I Dragon Dance a second time. Super effective Moonblast and Earth Power both land into Tyranitar, but thanks to
le
Light
tankage.
Screen, I only lose half of my health. You would think now is the time to attack, with doubled attack and speed, but you would be wrong.
Plenty of offense here, forcing the protect out of the Whimsicott, so Evan has to protect that Pokemon. Really wants to save both of these Pokemon. Of course, the double protect, the fake out, really threatening here from Wolf. But a double protect and a fake out leaves an opportunity for a third Dragon Dance, at which point even Tailwind is not going to outspeed this Tyranitar.
I know it looks greedy. I know it looks like I'm just joking around, but I'm not. See, Whimsicott has Tailwind, which will
Ah ouais, c'est juste pour dépasser Tailwind.
on my opponent's side of the
Le
field.
goat.
What this means is that the speed boost a Dragon Dance or 2 Dragon Dances give
Okay.
Tailwind in order to win. But things change after 3 Dragon Dances.
Hello.
Reset up, I'll outspeed
AKA Butcher.
this Whimsicott and Garchomp My game plan from the very
I
beginning was to use
maybe a
my
little
Dragon
bit
Fake Out
after,
and my unrevealed
but
Sinistcha
I don't know if I
to
will play.
reboost before I attack.
Maybe
Now,
later.
Finally, I have everything I need.
Hello,
I switch
Butcher.
Sneasler out into Sinistcha, healing Tyranitar back up. Tailwind goes up, but Tyranitar is still the next to move, dropping Glamora to Focus Sash and Whimsicott into range of the sand. This is a very bulky Whimsicott. I have never
Do you
seen
play
it survive before.
like
I
Pochamps?
didn't even know it was
Pokemon
possible.
Champions?
Glamora does not
Per min?
flinch and
Or not?
retaliates with Earth Power. But Light Screen is still active and it barely does 25%. Lastly, the sand finishes the job, knocking out Whimsicott. I'm in the lead 4 against 3, and Tyranitar is still completely unchecked. My opponent sends out Garchomp, normally a great Pokemon to check Tyranitar in Tailwind. At +3 though, there's no chance they survive a knockoff. But unfortunately, Tyranitar doesn't stay at +3. My opponent switches Glamora to Incineroar, dropping Tyranitar back down to +2. And this allows Garchomp to survive the knockoff, something that is only possible with tons of points in HP, as well as some points in defense, as well as a lucky roll probably. This survival allows Garchomp to ignore my Rage Powder and use Earthquake to knock out Tyranitar.
Oh, yeah, il est
It
good.
also crits their own Incineroar as the Sandstorm ends. It's 3 against 3, but
Yeah, Evan has a total of 7 hit points across his 3 Pokemon right now.
Tyranitar is down, but it more than did its job. Garchomp protects, but Fake Out KOs Incineroar as Tricker
Ouais, le fake out qui vient.
Sinistcha lands Machagacha on both Pokemon.
I said, do you play or did you play Pokemon Champions?
4 hit points on Evan's field, and that means that Wolf will take game 1. We are headed into game 2.
That went pretty much exactly according to plan, but now I have a decision to make.
No.
The issue
Okay.
is with the lead.
You're
I can't just lead Tyranitar and Rotom again.
LOL
This
man.
makes turn 1 a bit
LOL
more
man.
volatile now that
Player.
I've played my hand. If I make the same play that I did in game 1, using Dragon Dance and light screen, my opponent can double attack my Tyranitar before I set light screen, doing way more damage and making it much harder to set up for 3 Dragon Dances. I can protect Tyranitar, but then...
No, Butcher, I can't say that. I can't say that. It's not good.
In exchange for only light screen, it isn't a very good trade.
It's not nice.
So
It's not nice. It's
I'll
not nice.
prioritize setting light screen up before Tyranitar hits the field this time around. And so game 2, my leads are Sneasler and Rotom facing off.
I can understand a little bit.
My opponent sets Tailwind and uses Earth Power into my Sneasler, but thanks to all my bulk, I survive. Dire Claw retaliates, knocking out Whimsicott, and Rotom lands a Hydro Pump, dropping Glamora to Focus Sash. In exchange for Tailwind and most of Sneasler's health, I've taken almost half of my opponent's total HP. A good trade, right? Well, it's not so simple, because Garchomp hits the field. Rock Slide knocks out my Sneasler, something I honestly didn't expect.
Franchement, ça se passe plutôt pas mal. Hein.
Poisons my Rotom. This would all be okay, except that Rotom flinches. And just like that, my entire turn is wasted without any progress made. I send out Sinistcha, healing Rotom a little. The good news is that Sinistcha is strong here, as Machigotcha can not only KO Glamora, but also potentially burn Garchomp. The issue is that my opponent has not yet revealed their final Pokemon, and I realize it might be Corviknight. And if it is, I cannot afford to let Rotom go down yet. And so I switch Rotom out, sending out Tyranitar. My opponent goes for another Rock Slide as Sludge Bomb hits Tyranitar, and
thank you.
Again. This is
I didn't do anything. But thank you.
Basically off the table now. Machigotcha thankfully connects on both foes, knocking out Glamora. Garchomp does not get burnt. My opponent now sends out their final Pokemon, Corviknight, just like I feared. If I'm going to win this game, I have got to get a call right. I predict Garchomp to go for a ground move into my Tyranitar, and I switch Rotom in with the hope of taking no damage. They do go for Earthquake, and Corviknight goes for a bulk up, and that means Sinistcha is free to go for another Machigotcha. It hits both, and it burns Corviknight. That's a huge stroke of good luck. If I can just deal with Rotom, I might be able to win now. But the issue is the poisons. Between the sand and the poison, Rotom is just taking so much damage, and Tyranitar is on a timer too. Corviknight is not yet in range of Thunder.
Put me in Butcher if you want. Yeah. Like, what's your favorite like Korean food? Like Chilchuan and Anchi.
Thunderbolt and Machigotcha this turn.
Ouais.
But Garchomp doesn't go for Rock Slide, it goes for Dragon Claw. And despite my Rotom having tons of physical bulk, it goes down. Most likely an unfortunate roll. Corviknight goes for a second bulk up as Machigotcha misses Garchomp. And after this turn, I don't see any way through the Corviknight. I send a Tyranitar and Protect, taking Earthquake and a boosted Brave Bird with Sinistcha, who survives and sets up Trick Room. I Mega Evolve, going for a desperate Hail Mary. I protect Sinistcha as Corviknight goes for Roost, and Knock Off KOs the Garchomp from over half HP. Now I am up 2 against
Chige? Nah. I know. It's good.
With full HP on Corviknight and the poison on Tyranitar, the only hope I have is for the most high-roll critical hit in history.
Flick here. Corviknight goes for the Brave Bird. Does not get the double protect on a Sinistcha, so that Pokemon will go down. It's all going to come down to if this Tyranitar can swing hard enough with the knockoff, get a bulk up boost, and take out this Pokemon. And just about does, but it is not enough damage.
Well, I did get the crit, but it was too little too late.
Burger? Okay.
Left on Tyranitar,
Okay.
Trick Room turns against me. Corviknight knocks out Tyranitar with Body Press, and I lose game 2. And now, the path forward isn't so clear. On the one hand, I do feel like I got pretty unlucky. Both Sludge Bomb Poisons and the Rock Slide Flinch had a major impact. On the other hand, the turn 1 was near perfect for me, and I still lost. And that seems like a bad omen. Even worse, I showed a new lead in game 2 that matched up well with Whimsicott and Glamora. Now that my opponent has seen it, will they change their leads up? Should I go back to Tyranitar and Rotom? I don't think so. In the few minutes that I have between games, I assessed that the issue was that I actually played too aggressively, taking knockouts too quickly. The goal in this matchup is to win with Dragon Dance Tyranitar. It may actually be better
okay. It's good. Okay.
live on the field rather than knocking them out and letting Garchomp have free reign. So, game 3, I'm running it back with Sneasler and Rotom. My hunch was right. My opponent has changed things up. It has Garchomp and Glamora in the lead. Offensively, Offensively, this is much scarier, but there's a pretty major upside for me from this lead too. Garchomp is one of the biggest threats to Tyranitar.
제육볶음 안 먹어봤어. 아직 안 먹어봤어.
That's a protect coming out from the Glamora. Sneasler going on the offensive, connects with Garchomp with the Dire Claw, the potential for a status effect. There's the Earthquake coming out from Garchomp. Does not deal damage to either the Rotom or the Glamora
Okay.
thanks to the Spike Shield. But here it connects onto Sneasler, picks up that KO. Now, what does this Rotom do? Is it going to try to go for a light screen? Is it going to try to go for a Will-O-Wisp? Or is it going to try to go for a damage? Will-O-Wisp is the choice, and it does connect onto Garchomp.
I know that play looks weird, but the issue is, if I go for, let's say, Fake Out and Will-O-Wisp, and my opponent just switched in Whimsicott, I think I would be pretty far behind, if not just immediately screwed.
Okay.
Skin means that my Sneasler can't survive an Earthquake, and I know it might look like I just traded Sneasler for a burn, but I actually think that's an acceptable trade here, because with Garchomp burnt, Tyranitar is now all come in. It's time to dance, but I have to pay a price. Tyranitar Mega evolves, but Dragon Claw comes out and
맛있어 보여.
Rotom. Glamora follows up with a Sludge Bomb into Rotom, which poisons again. Tyranitar gets its first Dragon Dance up, and Rotom sets up Light Screen. This is a turn where I didn't do any damage, and I lost almost an entire
돈가스
Pokemon, but
좋아요.
this time, Tyranitar is
국밥?
boosting up. The question is, will it
국밥
be enough?
오케이.
With just one boost, there is no way.
제가 순대국밥. 순대국. 왜 순대국밥? 순대국. 너무 좋아. 순대국. 하야야. 순대국.
Here comes the Earth Power coming out from the Glamora.
Another turn where I didn't do any damage, but Tyranitar is now up to 2 boosts. I do need to be careful though. Since I'm down to my final 2 Pokemon, there's no more healing for Tyranitar for the rest of the game. I've got to win this game with only the 2 Pokemon I have left. But here's the thing. I think Corviknight is waiting in the wings for my opponent. I do not believe for a second that I'll KO it after just 2 Dragon Dances. I need a third. And so, I grit my teeth, and I let it rip one more time, hoping Tyranitar can hold out a little longer, and Garchomp goes for a Rock Slide, doing next to nothing to Tyranitar. Glamora launches a Sludge Bomb into Sinistcha, which miraculously does not poison, and Sinistcha uses Matcha Gotcha, breaking the Focus Sash on Glamora, and dealing a bit more chip damage to Garchomp.
Verse is clear?
Tyranitar is still HP. And now, for the first time this game, I am
매운
finally
순대국.
ready.
순대국.
Glamora uses Spiky
매운
Shield,
순대국
I go for a Rock
너무 좋아.
Slide. And even though Garchomp resists it, it still loses most of its health. Earthquake comes out, but Rotom's parting gift of the burn keeps Tyranitar from dropping below half health. And Matcha Gotcha ends the turn by connecting on Garchomp, leaving it with just 1 HP, which melts to the burn. 3 Pokemon left now, and my opponent sends out Corviknight. Now normally, bulk up
Spacious
Les
Swing.
gros volumes débarquent chez Carrefour. Découvrez vite votre catalogue avec moins 10%.
Spiciest.
2 + 1 offerts sur les cônes extrême vanille par 6 et nos granulés de bois 100% bois naturel. Carrefour, on a toujours le meilleur.
라면 먹었어.
physically
그리고
defensive Corviknight has a winning
아마
matchup against
Mom's Touch
but also normally,
Hot Chicken.
Tyranitar does not have
Mom's
three
Touch Hot
Corviknights
Chicken.
set up.
Mama!
The question here is it enough? Failing to KO Corviknight will leave it free
It was
to brave for
spicy.
my Sinistcha, knocking it out and making this battle a 3 against 1. If that happens,
Like,
Tyranitar
really, really
misses
spicy.
Rock Slide. If Corviknight falls, I'll have a much safer path to victory. This is it.
3 Dragon Dances.
Well, there's a Rage Powder coming out from the Sinistcha to protect
It was
the
really,
Tyranitar
really
from
spicy.
a body press. Tyranitar is faster and
라면
no
괜찮나?
bugs this time. That's a 1-hit
이거
KO.
And now you see why I needed 3 Dragon Dances.
떡볶이
Not just for
괜찮아요?
Tailwind, but for Corviknight. Of course, this battle isn't over
Yeah.
yet, because my opponent's final Pokemon is, for the first
Yeah,
time, Frost.
I like
If
돈가스.
I miss a Rock Slide, I could get frozen by Blizzard, giving my opponent a way back into this battle. I protect both my Pokemon, trying to scout for
And
effect, but
생선 돈가스.
Rock
어,
Slide is
마마마마마.
100% accurate on both my opponent's
생선
Pokemon.
돈가스.
That's pretty good odds,
뭐, c'est
especially
bon.
considering both my opponent's Pokemon will go down to it.
Really good.
I think I can do better. I Rage Powder and lock in the 100% accurate knockoff into Frostlass, removing the chance that I'll lose on a miss, and Frostlass goes down. My opponent knows Glamora cannot do this on its own and forfeits. And with that, I become the last remaining undefeated player at the first official live event of Pokemon Champions. This also means I very likely will make top cut. I know it's not guaranteed.
I don't know.
I need one more win in the last 2 rounds, which is made more stressful because I swiftly lose the next round. I'm up against the Incineroar Sinistcha package, but this time it's paired with Dragon Dance Mega Gyarados. Not only does this mean that my opponent has double Intimidate, it also makes my Talonflame ineffective due to its poor Gyarados matchup. I put myself in a winning spot in game 1, but I miss Will-O-Wisp on the one turn that Gyarados
Spicy?
is normal, and I barely lose. Game 2 is a blowout.
Spicy Tonkatsu?
I leave Talonflame behind in favor of Tyranitar, but this means that I can't break Sinistcha, and my opponent never gives me a clean shot at Gyarados. It's one of my fastest sets of the weekend, as I lose with a single game.
No, I didn't try.
And if I didn't try. One, I could be
like,
from the tournament. I'm
when I was in Korea, like, 한국에서 살았을 때, 살아요? 살았을 때, 부천에서 살았어요. 그래서 부천에서 돈가스 집 있어. The best, the best. 아마 얼마나? 7,000원? 7,000원 돈가스? 이 돈가스 7,000원? 비싸지 않아. And now, left with only Sinistcha and Rotom, I lose swiftly. I've now lost 3 games in a row, and losing a 4th could mean my tournament is over. But I take a deep breath and focus. In the second game, I make sure to burn Garchomp early, and I don't just sacrifice my Pokemon for no good reason. By knocking out the Incineroar early, I'm able to get some breathing room for my Tyranitar and Sneasler, and I slowly march towards a Game 2 win. This set comes down to Game 3. And I have a big decision I have to make. In both games, my opponent and I brought the exact same Pokemon. They went with Incineroar, Garchomp, Sylveon, and Farigiraf, while I went with Tyranitar, Rotom, Sneasler, and Sinistcha. If you look at this matchup, you may notice that my Tyranitar was in Puchon.
is especially good here,
Puchon?
but I
Puchon.
felt pressured to bring it in case my opponent brought
Puchon
Mega
is
Charizard Y.
really good.
Now, however,
I really like Puchon.
I brought Tyranitar game 1 and got completely blown up. But in game 2, I brought it again anyway, and I won. My opponent probably thinks I'm going to bring it regardless. And if that's what they think, they should once again make Garchomp their primary Mega and leave Charizard behind. And so, with my tournament fate potentially hanging in the balance, I decide to take an enormous risk and leave Tyranitar behind for Steelix. If my opponent brings Charizard, there is no amount of good play that will save me. But if my hunch is correct, but I was wrong. My opponent has switched up their Pokemon. But the new Pokemon they're bringing isn't Charizard, it's Aerodactyl. And just like last game, I'm able to burn Garchomp early. I prioritize getting Trick Room up, and my opponent reels in shock as I reveal that this time I've got Steelix. I get to a position where everything is in range of Heavy Slam except for the Incineroar on the board. Trick Room is up, but only for one more turn. The obvious play here is to high horsepower Incineroar for the knockout. But if my opponent reads it, they can switch to Aerodactyl and nullify the attack. My opponent has been playing well all set, and so I decide to take the gamble that they'll make the switch. Incineroar goes to Aerodactyl as I ignore it, and knock out Sylveon with Heavy Slam, landing a Machigacha on Aerodactyl. With Garchomp burned and the Pokemon advantage, I'm able to use Steelix's massive
let's go.
Finish line. I win Game 3 and Round 12.
11-1. Il est en 11-1, les gars. 11-1.
11 wins and only 1 loss. This means that I am guaranteed to advance to top cut. But while at a normal tournament, this record would earn me a bye through the first round, guaranteeing me a spot in the top 8, due to the size of this event, nobody is getting a bye. And just like my friends predicted, 2 players with a record of 10 wins and 2 losses actually missed top cut. There's no time to rest. Top 16 is starting now. I'm up against a team that's a hybrid of a good matchup and a bad one. The good matchup is Tyranitar and Excadrill, 2 Pokemon that my team is adept at handling. The bad matchup is the remaining 4 Pokemon. Incineroar, Sinistcha, Unfortunately, these are the 4 Pokemon my opponent will bring to every single game. But in game 1, my plan works. I use Talonflame to set up, and then KO Incineroar. With Incineroar down, I'm able to position Steelix. And despite an unfortunate Machigacha burn that prevents me from taking the KO on Floette, I'm able to eventually win the game. Game 2 does not go as smoothly. I mean, everything starts out perfectly fine at first. I get some damage down on Floette.
Combien? la 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 la, pa 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 pa. C'est bon?
I get my Talonflame in, and I Swords Dance twice, with Incineroar canceling out one of the two with 2 rounds of Intimidate. I think I have a guaranteed win, but their Incineroar just barely survives the +2.
Ah, ça c'est le seum. En plus 2,
Even though
tu
Floette
pas.
is down, their Sinistcha has life due, and I can't break through Incineroar, Rotom, and Sinistcha with just my lone Sinistcha left, even though everything is super low HP. I lose game 2. At this point, a loss means I'm eliminated from the tournament. The pressure is on. There have been so many game 3s, so many close calls, and I can feel that it's all adding up. But I also know that I can win this game. I just need to play a little bit more carefully with my Talonflame.
Talonflame.
We end up in this super awkward
Talonflame.
Sinistcha and Rotom staring down my Sinistcha and Sneasler. I let my Sneasler get burnt foolishly before realizing as long as I click Rage Powder, neither of these Pokemon can damage my Talonflame. I get Talonflame in and Swords Dance. Then I Swords Dance again, and then a third time. 3 turns, 3 dances. And although Incineroar has been doing its best, it's losing this race. My opponent switches Rotom in, but Brave Bird knocks it out. My opponent repositions, gets a Calm Mind up on Floette, but I get a crucial call correct, and Brave Bird knocks out Floette. Left with Incineroar and Sinistcha against my still boosted Talonflame, I use my own Sinistcha to keep my bird alive and win game 3. I'm advancing to the top 8. Where I'll be facing off against a rather unusual dual Mega team, using Mega Dragonite and Mega Frostlass. Mega Dragonite has primarily been used on rain teams, but this one forgoes the powerful flying type move Hurricane for the coverage moves of Flamethrower and Thunderbolt. Other than the Mega Evolutions, this team is full of the usual suspects, though since I've never seen them
Ouais, parce que les gens, il y a tout le monde,
I'm not so confident that I know what to do here. I think that if I can get my Tyranitar online, I can win this game. It is good into both Mega Evolutions at the very least. Of course, I need to deal with the threats first, and so I decide to lead with Rotom and Sneasler, as my opponent sends out Dragonite and their own Sneasler. One thing I haven't highlighted very much yet is the fact that this tournament is played with Open Natures, a new addition to our Open Team format. Up until this point, every Sneasler that I've played against has had an attack boosting nature, meaning I was positive that my Sneasler was faster. This Sneasler, however, has a speed boosting nature, and so I assume that it's faster than mine. But my opponent doesn't give me a chance to find out, at least not on turn 1. After Dragonite Mega evolves, my Sneasler lands a Fake Out, stopping it from moving and breaking Multiscale. Their Sneasler retaliates with a Close Combat, over half of my Rotom's HP. This lets Rotom land a Will-O-Wisp, weakening Sneasler for the rest of the game. Overall, I would say that this was a pretty good turn. I switch Sneasler into Sinistcha, healing my Rotom back. Dire Claw hits my Sinistcha, but doesn't get a status effect. And even though Dragonite Pulse, it barely doesn't KO Rotom thanks to Hospitality. This survival is massive, because it lets me set up Light Screen, reducing the damage from Dragonite for the next 5 turns. I switch Sinistcha out into Tyranitar, setting up the Sand. I take a Dire Claw and Flamethrower, barely taking any damage, and that leaves my Rotom free to go for a Thunderbolt, dropping Sneasler below half health. I can't set up.
Ah mais ça fait mal hein. Ah là 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 le motisma là.
And blocks a close combat. This lets my Rotom's Thunderbolt KO Sneasler, putting me in the lead 4 against 3. Basculegion hits the field, replacing the Fallen Weasel. And I realize something. With this Basculegion being adamant nature, it's guaranteed to be slower than my Tyranitar. That means I can knock it out in one hit with Knockoff. And realizing this, I also realize that my opponent cannot let it happen. They have to either protect Basculegion or go for an Aqua Jet and try and KO Tyranitar with a double up. And so,
in a really difficult position now. He's going to have to switch to Tyranitar for the battle. Can't start setting up yet.
Well, the obvious switch here is Sinistcha to bait out any type of water type attacks from that Basculegion or ground types from the Garchomp. Not taking the bait, instead going on the offensive against the Rotom. Again, a second Hospitality allowing the Rotom to survive an extra turn on the field. This Rotom is getting so much value. This Sinistcha is getting so much value in a second Will-O-Wisp connection.
Ouais, faut que je pose une question. Pour le chat, je fais comme d'habitude, genre je reste avec lui 2-3 heures, ou tu veux que le matin je reste avec lui 1 heure, que je laisse la porte ouverte et que le soir je revienne pour tout fermer.
Je sais pas encore si je vais descendre dans le sud.
Ok, bah tu me redis.
Je te redis dans tous les cas. Mais dans tous les cas, même si tu y vas, enfin, tu fais comme la dernière fois. Hein.
Bah, la dernière fois, je restais 1h30, 2 heures avec lui, et après, je suis rentré. Mais sinon, je
Quoi?
peux. Bah ouais.
Ah bon?
Bah oui.
Ah wow. Ah oui, tu te faisais chier.
Bah non, je mettais une petite série, je le caressais, et puis voilà, quoi.
Ok.
Normal, quoi.
Ah merde, non, moi, pour moi, tu restais 10 minutes avec lui. Ciao.
Bah non, sinon il était tout seul pendant toute la journée, le pauvre.
Ah mais c'est beau, putain. Ok, ok.
Ok,
Non,
bah
mais
c'était
ouais,
juste
je
pour
te
te
tiens au
demander ça.
courant si jamais les deux sont ou pas. Mais je suis pas sûr.
Vas-y. Bah comme tu veux,
Vas-y,
tu
ça
me
marche.
redis, tu me redis.
T'es
Et du
encore
coup,
live,
ouais, je suis encore en live.
Ok, ok.
Et du coup, ton site là. Après, ça veut dire dès qu'il sera ouvert et que tu pourras faire des ventes, tu seras plus obligé de te lever à 5h du mat pour parler avec
Bah
les
déjà
gens.
là, je suis plus obligé. Le fournisseur, c'est plus un problème.
Ah, vu que t'as déjà tout fait, c'est bon là? Tu vas pouvoir te
Ouais.
lever comme les gens normaux à 9h ou 8h?
Bah ce matin, je me suis levé vers 9h, ouais.
Bon bah c'est bien.
Ça fait du bien.
Bah je pense, oui, je pense que ça fait du bien.
Ouais.
Ça t'évite de faire 40 siestes peut-être?
C'est ça. Mais maintenant, je dois réussir à faire la campagne publicitaire et ça va être...
C'est le plus dur. Avoir des gens qui voient ton produit, ça va être le plus dur.
Bah, avec TikTok, ça peut être rapide, mais il faut voir combien de gens j'arrive à attirer sur mon site, tu vois.
Ouais.
Je peux faire beaucoup de vues, mais genre en mode les gens ils cliquent pas sur le lien et ça bat les couilles. Donc il va falloir voir. Parce que là, en gros, là, le site il affiche 1er septembre, déjà, ça, je suis pas sûr de moi. Mais tu sais, genre, tu arrives, le site il est encore bloqué par un mot de passe.
Ouais.
Et tu arrives sur une page en mode renseignez votre adresse email pour être tenu au courant dès l'ouverture du site.
Ouais, ça
et un code promo de 15% pour les 100 premiers venus.
Ouais, ça j'ai vu.
Et en gros, il faut que j'arrive, pardon, à faire une campagne publicitaire pour amasser le plus d'emails possible pour qu'une fois le lancement fait, ils reçoivent l'email et peut-être qu'il y en a qui achèteront, peut-être qu'il y en a qui achèteront pas, je sais pas.
Ouais. Faut que avant mon premier ou peut-être un peu après ou un peu avant, il y ait au moins 200. Genre 100 qui sont là pour le 15% et 100 autres plein prix.
J'espère.
Ça serait bien.
Mais ça me paraît beaucoup.
200, ouais, ça fait beaucoup. Déjà 100, c'est déjà pas mal. Hein.
Ouais, ce serait déjà bien.
Si t'as les 100, c'est déjà pas mal. 100 qui achètent. Pas 100... Ah, quoi que.
Qui achète, c'est...
Non, c'est trop. C'est trop. Qui achètent pas, peut-être, ouais, une petite centaine, c'est pas grave. Mais juste les emails.
Mais...
Ouais.
Genre là, en fait, je crois que je suis en train de trop faire en sorte que mon produit soit luxueux.
Ouais, alors que c'est pas trop le produit, quoi. Il est pas trop luxueux.
Et ils viennent de me faire une vidéo, ça me fait doucement sourire.
D'ailleurs, si vous pouviez...
Je me dis pourquoi pas, tu vois.
C'est sur quoi?
Ah merde.
Par rapport à quoi?
Bah c'est en mode très luxueux là.
Ah, ouais, mais du coup, c'est pas trop le but de ton truc. Toi, c'était pas trop dans le luxe. Ouais, je vois. Mais ils ont cru que c'était un sac Louis Vuitton?
Bah en gros, oui.
Ouais, faut pas le vendre comme un sac de luxe.
Je sais pas, je me dis ça peut...
Ouais, mais le problème c'est que si tu le vends comme un sac de luxe et qu'il y a des problèmes et que la qualité c'est pas la meilleure, là t'auras des avis de merde. Alors que si tu le vends comme un sac normal, ils seront moins difficiles sur la qualité. Après, si la qualité elle est... Genre tu reçois le produit, la qualité elle est vraiment bien, qu'est-ce que ça te change de faire un produit de luxe? Rien, tu vois.
Ouais.
Mais si tu reçois le produit, il est juste normales avec des coutures basiques. C'est un peu publicité mensongère, quoi.
Ah ouais.
Mais voilà, c'était juste pour te demander. Tu vas re-regarder ta série avec la meuf magnifique?
Après là, ouais.
Aïe, aïe, aïe. Mais t'as regardé It's Okay Not To Be Okay? Ou pas?
Je crois pas.
Mais bro, tu regardes la série là, la meuf, c'est la meuf la plus belle de tous les temps.
It's okay.
Not to be okay.
To not be okay.
Ouais.
C'est... Ah bah oui, c'est la pub qui est sur Netflix là. C'est quoi l'histoire?
Fou, c'est un peu compliqué, mais genre le héros principal, il a un frère autiste. Et la meuf, c'est une... comment dire? Une autrice qui écrit des livres et tout ça, et ils se rencontrent, c'est un peu une histoire d'amour avec un peu d'histoire un peu triste et tout ça.
Ok. Putain, mais mec, tu sais que plus je regarde des séries, plus je reconnais des acteurs maintenant.
Bah oui, je te dis.
Dans le truc là, il y a Kwak Dong-yeon, celui qui est dans Vincenzo.
Lequel de Vincenzo?
Le frère du PDG.
Ah
celui
oui.
À la fin, et... Enfin, je sais pas si t'as vu la fin.
Celui qui se fait un peu victime.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ouais. Lui, il est souvent dans les séries, il fait souvent le mec qui se fait victime. Il est marrant.
Ah ouais? Ah merde. Ouais, il le joue bien du coup.
Ouais, il le joue bien. Il joue très bien. Mais du coup, si après ça là, si tu regardes It's Okay Not To Be Okay, tu verras le mec qui fait le petit frère autiste, ou c'est le grand frère, je sais plus, je crois que c'est le grand frère. C'est une des meilleures, genre un des meilleurs acteurs parce que il joue tellement bien que genre à la fin tu te dis mais c'est pas possible, il est vraiment autiste. Genre tellement qu'il joue bien. Genre c'est jeu d'acteur 19 sur 20.
Ok, ok.
Incroyable. Mais voilà. C'était juste pour demander. C'est pour ça que je t'ai dit de venir. En plus, c'est contre Michael Zeng là. Oh. Du coup là tu fais quoi?
Moi j'essaie de faire des
pubs,
des vidéos du coup.
Bah ma dernière vidéo elle a pas eu de buzz hein.
Ah ouais?
Ouais, par rapport à l'autre, il y a pas de buzz, hein. Il y a 9 vues.
Elle a combien l'autre?
475.
475? Oh putain.
Ouais. Donc ouais, va falloir que je trouve d'autres choses parce que je sais pas pourquoi peut-être la vidéo là elle a eu un boost d'un coup et j'ai eu plein d'abonnés mais les autres ça marche pas.
Ouais.
On va continuer hein.
Ah bah oui de toute façon.
Maintenant qu'on est là, on a eu un plus 28.
Plus 28?
Je crois que c'était ou 26. Plus 26 à peu près. Juste avec la vidéo.
Abonné.
Ouais.
J'attends juste que Claude me réponde sur la notation du site pour voir combien il est.
Ah, il a toujours pas fait? Depuis tout à l'heure là?
Bah non, mais en fait, j'ai plus de crédit et du coup, je dois attendre 23h51.
Ah, ok.
Qu'il puisse finir.
Bah, regarde ta série pour le moment. Hein. Regarde ta meuf. Regarde ta meuf. Attends, du coup, comment ça s'appelle? Je veux voir à quoi elle ressemble dans la série.
The Art of Ça
The
va.
obvious move here is to fake out Hydreigon and go for a Rock Slide, which
série est
should
trop
net me
belle.
both KOs. However, Arcanine could go for extreme speed and take out my Sneasler, making this
Ok,
a
je vois, je vois.
trade, which is good. But I think
Bah après, j'ai vu plein de séries avec elle et elle ressemble toujours comme ça. Donc.
Oh là là, mais...
Genre avec les cheveux courts ou cheveux longs? Genre mi-long, genre.
Cheveux longs, elle est trop belle.
Ouais, cheveux longs.
Cheveux longs, elle est trop belle.
Ok, je vois. Pas mal, pas mal. Si tu veux trouver une meuf coréenne, à Buxia aux dames, le 3 octobre, il y a un banquet coréen. Entre Corée et France.
banquet?
Ouais, genre tu danses et tout ça.
Tu veux qu'on y aille?
Si je suis rentré, on y va. Mais je sais pas si je serai encore dans le sud. Parce que tu sais, on va dans le sud pour faire la maison et l'appart.
C'est quand?
C'est le 3 octobre.
Ah, le 3 octobre. Ah bah tu m'en dis.
C'est mon frère qui me l'a envoyé. Merde, je suis sur le truc de mon père. Là. Anto. Vas-y, je te l'envoie. Ou sur quoi? Snap.
Ce que tu veux. Ouais, Snap.
C'est plus facile, c'est plus facile. Genre, il y a de la bouffe et tout. C'est un peu cher, mais.
Et vous, monsieur, vous êtes là pourquoi? Bon, j'accompagne mon pote. Mais du coup, vous êtes là pourquoi? Pour pécho?
Pour pécho, à votre avis?
Madame, vous êtes con ou quoi?
Ouais, ça se trouve, c'est ça. Après, ça a l'air d'être vieux. Genre, c'est années 80, je crois. Mais on s'en fout.
Oui.
Au moins, tu bouffes, t'es bien, puis voilà.
Ouais. Faut pas.
Si on est rentré, j'y vais direct. Parce que là, c'est moi-même qui me fais la bouffe coréenne. C'est pas dégueu, mais c'est pas le meilleur que j'ai goûté. Après, j'aime bien faire les trucs épicés. J'aime bien faire les trucs épicés. Ah, vas-y. Bah, si je suis là, on y va direct.
Vas-y, ça marche.
Parfait.
Bah ouais, vas-y, mec.
Vas-y. Bon chance avec Claude.
Merci. Bon.
Merci. Ok, chat. I'm back. Trick Room. Top 4. Là, il est top 4, les gars. Top 4, c'est incroyable.
as I can only damage it with the not very effective Heavy Slam. However, I brought Steelix to this battle because I believe it will actually beat Corviknight if it has to, just not very quickly. Unlike other Corviknights that I've played, this one does not have a setup move.
Oh, il a Iron Defense. Oh, il a pas Bulk Up. Oh, maman.
It also does not have Body Press, the super effective fighting type move. In fact, its only damaging moves are Iron Head and Brave Bird. If I can play this battle to a 1-against-1, there's no way it'll beat my Steelix. We both Mega Evolve, but Tyranitar protects. High Horsepower is blocked, but Machagotcha hits the Corviknight, and...
Oh, bah c'est fini.
Sinistcha survives. I actually thought that I would survive regardless, which is why I made that play, but this Corviknight is clearly offensive. With Corviknight burnt, it is very clear it will never beat Steelix, which means this Tyranitar is the last remaining major threat. This is good, but both High Horsepower and Machagotcha can miss. This game isn't over yet.
Except for potentially dodging a High Horsepower and a Machagotcha.
Ok. Est-ce que ça dodge?
Non,
Non, ça dodge pas. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Wow, incredible tournament run from Wolf so far. Really well played.
Somehow, I made it to the finals. It was
14-1.
not easy.
Wow.
Not even a little bit. I think this was one of the most game 3s I've played in a tournament ever, and almost all my wins were down to the wire. But how hard it was to get here doesn't matter. What matters is what I do with the chance now that I've got it. My opponent in the finals has a team that isn't like anything I've seen before. On the one hand, it has Incineroar, Sinistcha, and Floette. But on the other hand, it has Charizard Y, Focus Sash, Sleep Powder Venusaur, and Choice Scarf Garchomp. To beat the Floette, I want Steel Steelix. To beat the Charizard, I want Tyranitar. So I decide to lead both of them together, and figure I'll decide which to Mega based on what I see. But there isn't a Mega in the lead. Instead, it's Venusaur and Garchomp. This is a super volatile position because Venusaur has Sleep Powder. It's only 75% accurate, and a miss would be devastating for my opponent, but if it connects, my Pokemon will be out of commission for at least one turn. And unfortunately, I make a massive mistake on the very first turn of the battle. I switch Tyranitar out into Talonflame, who is my most important Pokemon in this matchup, and immediately take a Dragon Claw, losing most of my health. This was just a terrible play. I was banking on my opponent locking into a ground move as it hits both my Pokemon for super effective damage, but I should have thought through the fact that with Steelix already on the field, I don't have another Dragon resistance that I could switch in. It's hard to overstate how important Talonflame is here, and with its health in jeopardy already, this is truly an awful start. I switch Talonflame back out into Sinistcha, and Mega Evolve Steelix. Dragon Claw hits Sinistcha, and Sleep Powder connects.
Ah ouais, c'est vrai, j'avais vu le match. C'est bon, tous mes souvenirs reviennent, les gars. Oh, oui, c'est vrai.
Garchomp retreats to Incineroar, lowering Steelix's attack. And Earth Power does over half to Steelix. But now I get a stroke of good luck, as Steelix wakes up and lands a heavy slam on Venusaur, who barely survives. Sinistcha twists the dimensions, giving Steelix the speed advantage. The issue is, I still don't know what the last Pokemon is. Probably a Mega Evolution, but it could realistically be either of them. I don't have to wait long to find out. Venusaur switches out into Charizard, as Incineroar fakes out my Steelix. Machagacha does basically nothing, though the chip damage can add up in a matchup like this one. I switch Sinistcha out into Tyranitar, as Incineroar switches out into Garchomp. I protect Steelix, but Charizard actually chooses to not Mega Evolve, staying in its base form and going for a Heat Wave. There's only 2 more turns of Trick Room left. To win, I have to make them count. Charizard switches back into Incineroar, providing another Intimidate. I Heavy Slam the Garchomp and I launch a Rock Slide, and I get the flinch. I'm still behind, but that's a pretty massive deal. If I get a call right on this next turn, I'll be back in the game. I need to predict whether or not Incineroar goes for Fake Out. Fake Out is reasonable if my opponent thinks that I'll stay in with both my Pokemon, but the Parting Shot is better if they predict a switch. I think about it. Both my Pokemon have already had their attack stats dropped. Steelix twice. It's obvious I need to get Tyranitar out if I want to overwrite the Sun later, and Sand can actually finish off Venusaur from the range that it's at. I think my most obvious play here is to switch out, and so I launch 2 attacks into Garchomp, hoping to finish it off. But my opponent calls it, and uses Fake Out into Steelix, and Disaster strikes. Knockoff fails to KO Garchomp, and I remove the item, allowing Garchomp to change moves now. Worse, Dragon Claw drops Tyranitar very low. All my Pokemon are damaged now, and I have in sight. I switch Tyranitar out into Sinistcha, healing my Steelix, and switch Steelix out into Talonflame. But my opponent doesn't take the bait, and Dragon Claws the Sinistcha switch as they Parting Shot and bring out Charizard once more. My opponent makes the perfect play, switching Garchomp to Incineroar and once again choosing to not Mega Evolve their Charizard. This prevents me from overriding their weather with my own, which would give me tempo to set up a Dragon Dance. Instead, Heat Wave comes out in its base form and knocks out my Talonflame. And
il est pas bien, il est pas bien, il est pas bien.
I'm forced back into Tyranitar, but things are looking dire.
Ah ouais, je me souviens de la dernière game. Elle était insane, hein. C'était... il y avait rien. C'était le vide presque.
I have one last desperate play. If I can call what Charizard will do on this turn, I may have a chance. Incineroar switches out into Venusaur as I switch Sinistcha to Steelix and Protect, hoping to block a Solar Beam. But it's Weather Ball, and Steelix goes down. With only 2 Pokemon left against all 4 of my opponents and no Dragon Dances already set up, I'm just too slow, and I lose game 1. Okay, that wasn't great, and I need to figure out what exactly went wrong fast. Thinking it over, I think I made 2 major mistakes. The first was letting Talonflame take so much damage.
Ouais, ça c'était sûr. Le premier switch sur Talonflame, pas ouf.
Which Mega my opponent had brought. I could consider changing up my brings, but both Sneasler and Rotom.
Ok, ouais. Et il a méga trop vite. Du coup, l'adversaire, il sait ce qu'il a comme méga, alors que Wolf, il sait pas ce que l'adversaire a comme méga. Donc ça, ok. Les gars, faut tout retenir, pour devenir bon. On va essayer de devenir bon au jeu, nous.
Getting an extra turn of Sand Chip to break Venusaur's Focus Sash, and confirming that Garchomp is locking itself into Dragon Claw. Now, Garchomp goes for Dragon Claw into Tyranitar as Venusaur goes for another Sleep Powder and connects again. But it hits my Steelix, allowing Tyranitar to Dragon Dance. I think that this Garchomp is going to switch to Incineroar, So I switch Steelix out into Sinistcha, getting some healing, and I go for a Rock Slide, dealing over half to Venusaur and Incineroar. Rock Slide flinches Venusaur, making this turn a huge win for me. I protect both of my Pokemon, stalling out the Fake Out. My opponent switches Venusaur out into Garchomp, and I go for Rock Slide, but it misses Incineroar, a crucial miss. Incineroar can now go for Parting Shot, dropping my Tyranitar to -1.
Ça c'est chiant, ça c'est chiant, ça c'est chiant.
Charizard, which means the final Pokemon to move is Sinistcha, who goes for a Machigacha, but doesn't burn the Garchomp.
Ah, s'il avait la brûlure, il aurait été bien.
The Incineroar really hurts there. I decide that my Tyranitar is too valuable to let go of for now, so I switch it out into Talonflame. And for what feels like the first time all set, I get a call correct. Garchomp goes for Earthquake, and Sinistcha launches a Machigacha, hitting Garchomp, dropping it low, but not getting the burn. Garchomp is forced to switch out into Incineroar, but I Swords Dance. Charizard again doesn't Mega Evolve, staying in its base form and going for a Heat Wave, which is blocked by Sinistcha's Protect. With Swords Dance set up, I am finally in a good spot. Talonflame may have lost Scale Wings, and Steelix may be asleep, but I've been chipping down my Pokemon. I have almost everything where I need them to be. And maybe it's the knowledge that I'm so close to winning that causes me to lose sight of the bigger picture and lock in my move too quickly, realizing immediately after what's about to happen.
+1 rather, and you have the option to potentially swap out that Charizard for Garchomp while you fake out the Talonflame. That still opens up an avenue for you to outspeed this no Gale Wings Talonflame, but the Charizard instead will Mega Evolve.
Still a Mega Evolution on the table for Wolf on the next turn, but the Sun will be active at least for this one to start things off. Incineroar goes for the Fake Out, going to stop this Talonflame in its tracks, and so it's not going to be able to get a turn off for this one, but Charizard goes for Solar Beam. Is that a Tyranitar on the other side?
I think it is.
Charizard lets the Solar Beam rip. That poor Tyranitar is on the receiving end and gets one hit knocked out on the switch-in.
I know now the match is probably over, but I still have one tiny hope. My Talonflame has an attack boost, and it's not super easy for them to get rid of it this turn. If I can knock out Charizard on this turn, given that Venusaur and Garchomp are already damaged, I might still have a tiny chance to turn this game around. So I go for the only move that can bring me back into the game, using Brave Bird into Charizard, praying that it won't protect. I hold my breath as I see that it doesn't.
Brave Bird with the Sharp Beak at +1 does
Ah oui, c'est vrai, c'est vrai, c'est vrai. C'est vrai que j'avais vu ça.
1 HP survival, there's no longer any hope that I can win. Steelix is sent out, the Pokemon I started this team with, and the last Pokemon standing for me in the tournament. But this is far too tall in order for my Slinky Steel Snake. One more turn and that's it. I'm eliminated in the finals for a final placement of second. It would have been really special to win the first tournament of Pokemon Champions, but even with how the finals went, I can't view this tournament as anything other than a massive success. Second place is an excellent finish, and to do it with a Pokemon that had 0 usage beforehand and was not really on anybody's radar, that makes it all the more special. Also, I qualified for Worlds. That was
Ah, du coup, il est qualifié pour les Worlds. Ok, bah c'est pas grave.
Was just gravy. I don't even like gravy. Why do they say that? This was one of my most brutal tournament runs ever, period. I think if you were to replay this tournament 100 times, I very rarely do as well as second, and I probably get eliminated on the first day, well, more than once or twice. While this team was fun to use, piloting it was so challenging. It's not a coincidence that so many of my sets went to 3 games. I think placing second feels even better given this context. These videos take a lot of time and effort to make. The script for this is 45 pages. If you want to support the channel directly, Patreon is the best way to do so. I put tons of content there focused on teaching
Le GOAT, franchement, vidéo, elle est incroyable. La vidéo est incroyable, les gars. Du coup, il y avait un autre tournoi.
What's up, Pogame Plus? I am here, and I'm not alone. I got my boy Scraw with me here today. Make sure you check out channel down below. Now, we're doing a little tournament, and we're once again using the Glaceon team that I used before in Champions Tier. And it's a really cool Glaceon team, and we're definitely not sweating in this tour, as we're hoping that Bright Powder activates a lot. And I'm really excited. I don't know how good we're going to do, or how well we'll do. What do you think? How many times do you think Bright Powder is going to activate in our first battle?
I don't know. Man, I was streaming with this yesterday, and I didn't get a single Bright Powder proc. People were hitting heat waves on me. It was not the best.
Oh, it's perfect then. We're not gonna get any to activate, but we're gonna have a good time. Here's the team idea we're using. Here's the team.
Snooklook, ok. On va avoir encore plus d'esquive.
Feel free to leave a like, feel free to sub. subscribe as well. Channel link down below. And yeah, thank you everybody for I think 34,000 subscribers on the channel. So thank you again. We'll see you in a sec.
Against stuff like this, I was like just bringing Glaceon in the back and trying to like stagger Tailwind and not bringing Frostlass.
Okay, I like that. I like Glim is obviously really strong early on too.
Yeah, and it like kind of worked. It was fine. It's the best of three, so we can see what happens from there, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've played a little best of three.
Après la team là en face elle est énervée. Hein. Ils ont soit les Trick Room, soit le Tailwind avec Terra et Varicharaf. Ils ont Nymphali sous la Trick Room. Par contre il y a qui d'autre? Il y a Insin, Varicharaf. Et c'est tout. Et Nymphali pour la Trick Room. Après le reste il est plus rapide.
I kind of like Glamora plus like Gambit. Like,
yeah, I think Glamora Gambit with T-Flame Glaceon back makes a lot of sense.
This is bad versus EQ, but then but if they lead Arrow plus like that, that's annoying.
But we can like protect one, swap the Talonflame, and try to reposition.
Yeah.
But I guess if they just call us out on that, it's pretty bad.
I mean, they don't have Rock Slide on Garchomp, or they would have to Rock Slide with the Aerodactyl.
Right.
Also, they're Mega Garchomp, so we actually have to be a little bit scary.
Wait, what?
Swim Train.
Yeah, it's Mega Garchomp. Alright, Aerodactyl plus Redemption. Alright, we led amazingly, as some would say. They might just Rock Slide plus EQ. And a human thank you. And we can't do anything to that. We have nothing.
What we could like protect Glim, like kowtow the Gambit, or kowtow the Arrow. We'll make it through the EQ.
Yeah.
And then, like, if they Tailwind, we're starting to get through that. And we don't have to Mega the Glim right away. Make them think we want to process in the back.
I like that a little bit. See how it goes. I mean, I would have liked, like, hitting the Redemption, but because like, there's also nothing stopping them from Rock Sliding plus EQing here turn 1.
Là, c'est le pire start, je pense, pour eux. Il va faire séisme. Ouais. Est-ce qu'il est à la baie? Ouais, il n'a pas de baie, mais il survit. Ouais, il tanky.
We have the safeness there because then we can go, yeah, we can switch out, we can sucker, we're good. I guess just being able to get rid of this is interesting as well. I like the idea of switching out Glamora into Talonflame.
Yeah, I think switching Glamora into Talonflame and suckering to keep the Arrow from Rock Sliding are...
Yeah, it sounds smart. And again, only
ok, c'est pas mal.
Wide guard. If they didn't have right guard here, I would say Frostlass goes stupid into their team, but...
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really obnoxious.
Their Garchomp is adamant, so big thing to note is that our Glamora will be faster if we weaken it. I think if we hit our Raw Blizzards, by the way, we're very strong in this game.
We just be clicking Freeze Dry, right? We don't have to go crazy.
That's fair too. Alright, so Charizard comes out.
Hard in. Interesting.
Hello. Welcome back.
There's EQ again. Kind of wish we suckered the other guy then, but I mean, there's a safer play.
Yeah, this made sure.
Welcome back. Ok, c'est sûr.
So again, there's only Dragon Claw Pressure plus Solar Beam in itself.
Est-ce que...
I mean, we kind of have to go Glim.
Yeah, I think we have to go Glim and just kind of like play to the sort of a weird...
Il se fait one shot par séisme.
50-50 type of game.
Well, we can protect, and then they have the Tailwind turns done. So, well, they only have that.
Yeah, so we protect. If the Zard protects this turn, then
if the Zard protects this turn, then what they're gonna do is they're gonna switch out to Arrow next turn, right? So I'm actually gonna I'm gonna pull Glamora back into Glaceon and then get a thing out and then smoke that guy.
Yeah.
Protect. What up, Nick? We're in a tournament right now. Yeah, because we can smoke the Charizard. So I think they're gonna and they go for EQ. And if they go for Heat Wave, like I guess they get us. But I feel like that's so bad because we're in a spot where Glaceon can solo, unless they brought Glim. Okay, so they do Mega Evolve there. I guess they called us. Did they Mega Evolve and Protect? No, but I feel like that's odd.
8 appareils pour moins de 500 €. Peu importe votre projet, retrouvez l'essentiel à prix bas chez Electrodépôt.
J'ai passé devant. Gérez vos finances
Let's see. Mighty Shield. Heat Wave and Dragon Claw, maybe? Or is EQ just to be safe?
Maybe. It's so interesting. Because, like, this would have been...
A dead Zard, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say whatever, great, but I'm obviously talking with Scrawl for the most part.
Interesting. So, like, I think they might not swap out this. It's... What happens?
If we use Glim, we have to land a Blizzard on Charizard.
Yeah. Because then we have to go, like, Raper Blizzard the next turn.
Yeah.
Is that... you just gotta call it, I guess. There's really no right answer on this one.
Yeah, maybe they didn't see the natures, so they don't know that we're faster. I mean, if they give us Zard, there's a world where we win.
Oh, if they give us Zard, I think we're pretty okay.
Unless it's Incin. Unless it's Incin.
Yeah, if it's Incin, we're in trouble.
Okay, so they didn't go for Protect. So we do outspeed Zard here and we kill it. Which I guess they weren't paying attention to the natures.
Yeah, or maybe they...
Program. Okay. It's a tournament.
Yeah, well,
And
that's true.
I don't know. It's like a tournament. It was like yesterday or 2 days ago. So yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see like the stream, so I'm watching the video back to see who's winning and how they play to get better. To get better.
If I'm feeling it, you know. Well, hopefully it's Arrow here, because then we just Brave Bird. They have no Protect.
Oh, yeah.
It's for Rig.
Sorry, that's fine.
I think that's good.
I guess the scariest thing that can happen is if they protect the Chomp and just and click TR.
I think Flareless just Freeze Dry will knock out offensive. I'm gonna go for it.
Is that better? Is Joey still echoing?
I feel like it's Flare Blitz instead of Farig, and just ignore the Garchomp for now.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we have to do.
I mean, we also could opt to try and hit a... If we hit Blizzard here, that's good too.
I mean, if you want to Flare Blitz Blizzard, you can go for it.
I think it's better to Flare Blitz Freeze Dry, just because...
Il survit le séisme sur un 100% parce qu'il y a trop de monde.
Fine. I mean, this Glaceon should be outspeeding whatever.
They did not protect. They did not give a damn. They're just trying to dodge. I think Freeze Dry KOs from 34 though.
But they have Citrus. No, they have Life Orb.
No, they're Life Orb, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's why I felt pretty good with this. Glaceon, Modest, yeah!
The goat.
Let's go.
Surely I shard at that arrow from where it is, even if things get weird.
And they Dragon Claw this, which is great. We don't live, which is unfortunate, but we are bulky enough, and we have... I always have Ice Shard pressure.
Yeah. I think we have, what, 2 turns of Highland left?
Yeah. How fast is our Glaceon?
Like 96?
Which is not faster than that.
Like that. But the Aerodactyl is really chipped, isn't it?
It is. It's an Ice Shard range.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I feel like if they don't, so. I feel like if they don't flinch us, we kill them with Ice Shard anyway.
I think you're right.
So maybe I just go for Freeze Dry.
It's scary. It's a call again. I think it's a call.
Well, they don't have Protect on Arrow, right? So like.
Yeah. So I think it's safer to do it this way. And if
okay.
We just win because there's no way they're ever one-shotting Glaceon.
Faut empêcher le Talon.
They don't protect. So like they basically they were going for the flinch there. They were going for the flinch. But I think we're EV to take. It's gonna be close.
Well, don't forget they haven't Mega'd yet.
Yeah, that's true too. Why'd they Dragon Claw over EQ?
Because they forgot about spread reduction being done.
So they were going for what's it called?
Normalement il tue, x4 x4 Nah, he's dead. He's dead.
No.
He's dead.
They were going for Rock Slide Flinch. Absolutely. I know. I mean, why do they Mega'd already with the other guy? So.
Oh wait, I'm an idiot.
You're good.
So if
they were literally going for Rock Slide Flinch. So which is what they thought was better odds.
Yeah. So we have to kind of just hope that they mess up the.
I mean, EQ surely kills, right? Oh, I 100% Rock Slide. I lived, but they went for Rock Slide Flinch at the end, which is I think they thought that was better odds. In general, so we actually had a good shot at dodging that because of Bright Powder. So maybe we should just went for the attack on that.
You're probably right. I wasn't thinking about that.
Sad.
It's best 2 out of 3, so we're good. I think they're gonna bring Instant in this one.
He's gonna be brave. I mean, we made their Zard look so bad.
They almost won this game. Almost. But it's game 2.
Base Glenora to beat the Zard. Charizard.
It's okay, it's okay. But like Glaceon, Glaceon is good like against Garchomp and Aerodactyl. So I think they need to take.
Just because they want to be able to block that fake out. Because otherwise, doesn't our Sneasler fake out look really good?
They need to take him.
They have the Fari, they have the Chomp. I expect to see.
And Glaceon is not too bad in Trick Room, so I think they need to keep him.
So how do you want to adjust them?
Is Glim Frostlass safe? I think so, right? Like that would lead with like Talonflame and like something in the back. Maybe the Gambit. We have low kick.
Gambit or Glaceon are GOAT. They do have what's it called though? They do have wide guard, unfortunately.
They do have wide guard, but like.
Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft.
Well, they're not
okay.
They're not good.
I mean, I think they lead the same lead, to be honest. But they can't click Tailwind if they click wide guard. Yeah, it's the same lead. They can't click Tailwind if they click wide guard. Low key.
Is it?
I still like Spiky Shield.
Yeah, what if we just like Spiky, slam the Blizzard, and get lucky?
That was just
Comme bizarre.
Yeah. Make him do it.
They're 100% gonna click wide guard plus EQ.
We could like, I guess the smart person play there was like go to Talonflame, Mega taunt the arrow, but then you decided Rock Slide. Never mind.
Yeah, I think even taunting arrow is like we don't.
We can get there.
It protects us on one. Yeah, I mean, wide guard EQ is just the good. I think.
No, they're not gonna do it.
Okay.
What do I tell you?
Nah, you're the GOAT.
What am I not?
You're the GOAT. All right, so we did that. So now they EQ. And
so now they EQ wide guard. But for
well, the cool thing is like if maybe we'll freeze. just freeze. It's Chuckle. Freeze him. Freeze him right there. Are you using Pokemon from home? Kind of.
No freeze.
Ha! Sad. Frostblast? No, right?
No.
So we can just like go to
Going to Talon's hard though.
Well, if we go to Talon and they go for that and we don't flinch, we KO both and we still have Limb in the back to beat the Charizard, right?
Well, Talon will die.
Yeah, but they're already.
Limb will beat Charizard. Yeah, you're right. I like the way you think. Let's do it.
Until they get the Calcrong, or until the Frostlass goes down.
I mean, we did change it to Timid over Modest, so now we're Bulgier. I mean, this works too, because if we can go for Tailwind, if they do for Wide Guard plus Earthquake, then we get Tailwind plus Shadow Ball Pressure.
Yeah.
So they do Mega Evolve. I don't know if we live that.
Are we living Mega Earthquake?
I don't know if we live that.
We're gonna miss.
They did not. This could be game. Ooh, that is single target at 80 HP. I feel like we die.
Does it count as single target if it's a levitate target? I thought it was.
Oh yeah, it's levitating. It's not. It's still 0.75. You're right. Go, my child.
And we're in the snow. We'll be fine.
We're not gonna live this.
We'll be fine.
Oh, 2 HP! 2 HP!
Go! Get those threat out of there! All right.
It'll be fine.
So we have Glim, which is insane, and we have Glim into KG, so we should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, we want to bring in Gambit in case they have the instant, right?
Yeah.
Later.
Nice. Oh my god.
Noise, guys. Noise.
Which will be faster than with our we'll be faster than Ferrograph.
Yeah, once that one's out.
Oh, it's regular Charizard.
Which is regular? He's the baby.
The little baby.
Oh my god. Alright, so what? Was one talent left?
Yeah. Two turns.
Just like protect Blizzard, right? Just like let the Frostlass go down?
I think we might still lose.
What do you mean? We protect Blizzard, Frostlass goes down.
Talon's still up after. Talon, and then we get Heatwave but can Gambit.
No, we're gonna have the Timid Glamora on the field.
Okay. But the Talon's up.
There's only one turn Talon left.
No, they have one turn 10 1 left after this. Oh, we avoided!
Oh.
Wait, this is huge! Freeze! Freeze both!
Well, the base
Freeze
Charizard
both!
Wait, hold on. Base Heatwave Charizard's not gonna KO.
Gambit.
Gambit.
I mean, we have a safe play now, don't we? We can actually switch out into this.
Yeah, they'd have to hard call that and like psychic the slot.
No, there's no hard call. We just protect.
No, I'm saying if they psychic the glimpse.
Oh yeah. But even if they do, we just protect because next turn we get Blizzard off plus Kowtow. So
we have how many snow turns left?
I don't care about that. I have taunt.
Alright.
This is the play. Good dodge. Cause taunt and then we have whatever. Yeah, nice heat wave.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Here is a little annoying.
Then we beat them with King Gambit.
That's true.
Yeah, this is good for us.
Kick calc is real.
Yeah, because we just beat them with King Gambit. That low kick calc is not real.
Checking.
I think it's spiky.
Yeah, it's you gotta. You just make the Fari click.
Oh.
Vous devez déjà penser à tellement de choses. Alors MJ s'occupe de votre consommation d'énergie. Avec l'appli, regardez à tout moment si la puissance de votre compteur est adaptée à votre consommation. J'agis avec NJ.
Different buttons.
For that. Them being life over is so funny. Why did Frost Ice dodge more than Glaceon? Alright, Twin Beam. No, I think we're good. I'm pretty positive we're good.
It's probably fine.
Cause like we just attack Charizard with
Okay.
out, and then we attack for Rigor.
Ouais, il est sous Trick Room là, donc il est bien.
I'm checking. It does. It does more than I thought it would do.
I don't like the way you're talking, so stop talking.
If the low kick crits, it'll kill Gambit.
Why are you talking? I think we just power gem the Charizard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because King Gambit will move before, right? So if they attack us, oh, is this a call?
No, because it's is it a call?
Because if we power gem Charizard and they protect Charizard,
the Charizard,
and they loco,
do you double the Zard?
That's what I'm saying. But if they protect, they beat us, right?
Yeah. Well, did Glenn protect last turn?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Double the Zard.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Double the Zard. Okay, we made the right play.
Following.
Ouais, c'est
We
mort.
made the right play. Because this kills Zard, hopefully. And we made it Black Glass.
Ah mais le low kick s'il crit, ils ont dit. Le low kick si ça crit, il meurt.
What if the Zard's faster than us because of our EV spread?
It would have to be. I think that's impossible.
Void, thank you so much for the 11, buddy. All right, we get that threat.
All right. Now it's that moment of truth.
Well,
protect. Wait, hold on.
Protect for sure.
You need to protect.
I mean, protect is fine. Like, I can actually go for double protect because if low kick doesn't kill us, like, if low kick's gonna kill us, it's gonna kill us, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to double.
Well, why would I not double? Because if only low kick crit can kill me, why would I not go for this odds? If they can't kill me and I'm faster than them next turn because they're relaxed, why would I not go for double protect? I think it's best.
What do you mean? But like, this Kowtow does the same thing.
Double protect gives us a chance to not be hit and not be crit. If we're gonna kill them with Kowtow anyway,
are we sure we kill? They're bold. Or they're relaxed.
They're at 51 and we're black glasses. This is a king.
They're chipped.
They're at 51 and this is a black glasses King Gambit, bro.
Oh, en plus, j'ai réussi le double protect.
This is 100%.
Never mind.
This didn't matter at all. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll never know. We'll never know if it's real. Maybe
what if it's a speed tie? We have speed and they're relaxed. It literally can't be a speed tie. Like that, we didn't even go. We can't be killed by a low kick anyway. We didn't go for low kick to double protect. It's just best odds to go for that. Get the throw out of there.
You're right. I forgot the Fari had damage on it because I was looking at my stream view instead of your feed.
It just was the best odds I felt.
No, I think you're right.
All right. Can we have a good lead into Garchomp plus?
Does it exist?
Surely it's Glaceon, right? Glaceon plus.
C'est toujours le même, hein. Là, il y a 1-1. Il y a 1-1, les gars.
Yeah, but like.
1-1.
Glaceon plus Glim.
Glaceon plus Frostlass. It's Glaceon plus Frostlass.
Yeah.
Right? Because like if they have Zard in the back, who cares? And then they can only wide guard one of them.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense.
And then the back F speed control, and we go Gambit plus Glim. What if I fake out plus What if I do fake out mode plus Glaceon? And then we call the Farigiraf
come real.
Right?
That's kind of real. Yeah,
what's better? What's better?
No, I kind of like Sneasler Glaceon. I kind of like it.
Like having the single target ice move feels good, right?
Yeah. Oh, we could.
I'm listening.
No, you're probably right. Because we could also, if we're committing to that line, we could also go like Sneeze. No, because that just loses if they swap in Fari. No, this is.
What if we lead these two and just say F it all?
I hate that. This is another lead that loses to Garchomp Aerodactyl.
How does that lose to Garchomp Aerodactyl? We have Bright Powder.
Earthquake and you're sad.
We're gonna sucker Ice Shard Arrow, kill it, and then one of the mons is gonna go down, and then we're gonna bring out Talonflame and win.
I don't know about that. If they click Tailwind, we go, uh-oh. I like the Glaceon fake out angle, if that makes sense.
Okay, so what's in the back then?
Well, I mean, we beat Frost last, so Glaceon does something after turn 1, right?
Okay.
And then I guess we need to wait to actually beat Zard, so we kind of have to bring Glim.
This is so weak to Farigiraf.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay,
we're just gonna dodge.
Cool. Glad we're on the same page.
It's completely fine. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Allez, c'est du 1-1 là, t'es obligé, vous êtes obligé de gagner les gars.
The same lead 100 times.
Alright. They're gonna click EQ and we're gonna dodge the EQ on Glaceon. That's gonna be really funny.
I mean, if they click EQ, they die to freeze dry, so.
Yeah.
Ooh. Should I fake out Blizzard like a goat?
Yeah, do it.
Right?
Do it. It's funny.
Il y a 1000 façons d'aider les gens à faire du sport. Engagez sport.
Because if they go for Rigraff here, which I'm expecting them to, they don't have Protect on Aerodactyl, so like we can kill it. And I will also land. Thoughts? Alright, so that switches.
Yeah, who's the swap?
There's the Farig. Shoot. But this only has Rock Slide. This doesn't even help them. This literally does not help them. They get up Tailwind here and what? They're slow as hell. Oh, the Bright Powder! And the other Bright Powder! Yeah! Yo, look
Oh là là!
Look how much we did.
40%.
The fact that we could just CC Farig.
God, yeah, you just CC Blizzard.
I'm literally gonna CC Blizzard.
Yeah, just pin it.
Pin, baby!
How could it go wrong?
What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Not today, Saiyan! This is our game!
Est-ce que ça passe?
You just gotta send it. It'd be cool.
Ça protect? Ou Farigiraf là, il protect?
Because we're obviously faster than the... They're gonna go for Rock Slide again. Right? They have to.
Yeah, I think so.
What if they just go out to Charizard base form and die?
What if...
Alright, they Tailwind here, so we're faster than Sneasler. We're faster than Farigiraf, which is amazing.
Oh yeah,
I do. This is double screen. Crit! Just for fun!
Ça c'est chiant,
We're probably... No, we're not!
Oh mais bro.
Oh my god! Glaceon! That was for you, Ness! That was for you, buddy!
Wait,
Chin
hold
up!
on. How is that even possible?
That is relaxed nature, baby. Slayer, I appreciate you.
Like, they're still in Tailwind and we're a Glaceon.
Hey. We don't have speed control.
We don't need speed control.
No, we're actually pretty weak right now. Still does hard.
No, we're fine, right? Like, we literally just like let these two go down and then it's Frost Blast Glimora, the game ends. Right?
They're gonna be faster than us. And they have Heat Wave. There's 3 turns of Tailwind. You always act like there's like 0 turns of Tailwind. They just set that up.
When we click Protect, they kill them both. We Protect, and the Tailwind's over.
Yo, you're amazing.
I know. That's how you stall Protect.
Oh my gosh! Like, and that guy called me a VGC player on Twitter, and I don't know. Nah, we're good. We're good either way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna get some Ice Shard chip just for fun. You know me. Wait, what's their Charizard? Charizard's modest.
Yeah, no, they can't.
No way, it's faster than Glim.
No, it's impossible.
Il est pas plus rapide vu que Game 1, ils avaient essayé et du coup Glim était plus rapide.
Yeah, Glaceon!
Glaceon crazy. Glaceon like double connected with three Blizzards.
You know what's crazy? Glaceon could dodge Heat Wave and kill Garchomp right now if we really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like what you're supposed to do, right? You just slam freeze.
I am literally gonna dodge Heat Wave and kill.
It's that easy.
Wait, isn't my best play going for Double Protect? For no reason?
We want them gone. We want the board to be these two go down at the same time, don't we? Because we end up with like an awkward spot.
I guess you're smart.
You want to dodge the
That'd be amazing if we dodge the Heat Wave.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, I immediately get unburdened here. So I actually get the damage on Charizard too.
Yeah.
Yo, I could have actually Ice Shard CC'd the Garchomp and I think we killed it.
Yeah, I mean.
I got burned! No! Never mind. See, that's why we didn't Ice Shard CC. Hey, give him a pair.
Après, ouais, une para, tu peux faire un truc.
He looks tired.
Rien.
He looks tired to me.
Okay. Also, spread Heat Wave in the thing is not going to kill us, so.
Yeah, in the snow. But they're never gonna, they don't get to move it anymore.
Okay, hear me out. You ready for some crazy stuff? When I Mega Evolve Glim here instead of the Frostlass.
Why would we do so you can try to connect all blizzards and we can lose because advanced Garchomp and we have a Frostlass this fun?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You have more somewhere to be.
You're on my side. You're on my side. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slopped.
You know why I'm doing it this way? For fun.
What way?
I'm gonna Mega Evolve Glim and protect Frostlass for fun.
No.
Yeah, I'm very happy they're adamant.
I think winning is fun personally. Oh boy.
What if Charizard's faster than us?
I think that's literally impossible, isn't it?
Oh.
Even if it's faster, we eat one Heat Wave. They don't KO Glimora, so the blizzard's still going off.
I mean, they're gonna protect plus Heat Wave, right? So.
Yeah, I think it's literally impossible for mine.
Did I Mega Evolve? I did.
I've done that. I forgot to Mega a Gengar.
But the worst is when I click Parting Shot and I switch out the other Mon. Have you ever done that? Like, you know how you select the Mon in Parting Shot?
Yeah.
I go and just freeze Charizard for fun.
No, although we.
Yo, Glaceon wants to go in this.
Oh, mais les dégâts!
Really well.
Il a fait mal.
They are faster, but they weatherable ice though.
Okay.
They were hoping for a crit. Yippee!
My brain is too used to the like those crazy rock slide.
We lived Heat Wave.
Il y a plus la team. Mais c'était pas aujourd'hui. C'était hier la team Morpheo.
Blizzard.
C'était hier la team Morpheo.
Let's go.
J'ai même mis un TikTok où je mettais tous les one shots que j'ai fait.
Oh, they're playing it.
Et je ferai la vidéo pour demain de Morpheo. Là je regarde. Parce que là, hier, c'était un tournoi, c'était un tag team, je sais pas si ça veut dire quoi, mais... Du coup, je regarde... Parce que j'ai loupé le stream du gala. Du coup, je regarde.
Vous pouvez passer devant. Pour Nico Hülkenberg, chaque tour est une...
La team Morpheo, elle était... Je crois que j'ai fait 7 de win streak, hein. Je crois que je suis en 7 de win streak, là.
Construisez un portefeuille diversifié sur l'application et suivez vos investissements en temps réel.
Attends, on peut voir. On peut voir le nombre de win streak. J'ai fait des casus. On peut pas voir. On peut pas voir. Il me semble que j'étais dans les 7 wins d'affilée.
This is best of 3. It's not best of 9. Stop this.
Best of 9.
All right.
2 more to go. 3 more to go.
All right, we win game 1. We definitely have to be careful. This is a rough matchup.
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to keep Talonflame safe from their Raichus. We can pressure Scizor.
And they have Intimidate plus Milotic plus all that next to it too.
Yeah, but that's what I thought. So Adamant, Mega Scissor, or Bullet Punch never Oko's Frostlass.
Okay.
So maybe this is like a weird damage trading angle we can go for.
Attends, du coup ça a l'air bon. Mais comment on peut voir le nombre de wins qu'on a fait? Est-ce que je prends le stream? Oh, non. Est-ce que tout revient? Ok. Ok, je vais tout perdre. Ok, si je prends ça par exemple. Et hop. Et que je regarde le stream de hier. Mets pas. Là-haut. Ok, je survis. La défense, elle baisse. Attends, tu vas voir ça. Ça, c'était le dernier match. C'était le dernier match, ça. J'ai raté. Non! Ah, c'est ça. J'ai perdu celle-là? Je crois pas. Hein. Je suis tranquille, les gars. Tu vois, les équipes en face, c'était vraiment nul. Hein. T'as un Amphinobi physique. On va mettre la brûlure sur lui. Je vous le dis. Moi. Celle-là. Bon, on a gagné. Non, bah c'est pas. Attends, c'est au début des games qu'on en a? Et il a forfait. Bon, on a gagné. What? Ah, du coup, c'est au début de la game? En vrai, forecast, ça peut être vraiment fun. Attends. Ah mais bro. Ok, celle-là. Ça, c'était notre dernière game et on la gagne. Oh! Ok, donc on a perdu un peu avant. Ok. Et à un moment, on était en win streak. Peut-être celle-là qu'on avait perdu? Ah ouais, celle-là on l'avait perdu. Celle-là on l'avait perdu. Où j'avais trop mal joué et du coup on l'a perdu. Peut-être avant celle-là. On était en 7 de win streak. C'est vrai que Raichu, on n'a pas grand chose pour. J'ai pas. Ouais, type électrique, on n'a rien. Peut-être un cache à croc. Ok. À la place de Mentali. Petit cache à croc à la place de Mentali. Non! Mais attends, mais c'était laquelle? Yep, no problem. Let's have a match next time. Kaleid, ok. What? C'était pas hier? C'était pas celle-là? C'était celle-là? Bizarre. Oh, c'est les volis. Boîte. Attends, mais c'est laquelle? Il y a un jour. Donc c'est... C'était hier! C'était hier! C'était hier, 1,21. Ah, celle-là! T'es sur la mauvaise. Celle-là. Non, c'est celle-là? C'était la même, non? Oh, bah c'est parfait, ça. On est bien. Avant la game. Là, tu vois, on a 6 de win streak. On a 6 de win streak. Du coup, on gagne là, on est à 7. Win streak là, les gars. Avec la team. On est à 7 de win streak. Mais bon, je pense en master, ça passe 0. Hein. Là, c'est juste que je joue contre des gens qui connaissent pas trop le jeu. On était bien à 7 de win streak. Qui est vraiment pas mal pour cette team. On n'a pas de méga. Celui qui fait le plus de dégâts, la plupart du temps, c'est Morpheo ou parce que les géants. On a Mentali, on sait pas pourquoi, on sait pas ce qu'il fait là. Il m'a presque servi, il m'a presque jamais servi. Genre vraiment, je sais pas comment j'ai fait pour gagner. Je sais pas comment j'ai fait pour gagner. Je ne sais pas du tout. C'est pas humain. C'est pas normal. C'est pas normal de gagner des games comme ça. Bon. Par contre, sur ce chat, moi je vais vous laisser là-dessus. Je vous dis, passez une bonne journée, une bonne soirée. À demain. Bisous, ciao. Bisous, ciao le chat. Bisous, ciao.